So you believe it. I'm saying, if you do not know something, why don't you just say, I do not know? Hello? Is it okay? I do not know something. I say, I do not know. Because I do not know is a tremendous possibility. Only when you say, I do not know, the longing to know, the seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing becomes a living. Everything I do not know, I believe. This has led to not know is a tremendous possibility. Only when you say, I do not know, the longing to know, the seeking to know, and the possibility of knowing becomes a living reality in your life. Everything I do not know, I believe. This has led to a whole lot of things. One thing it does is, it brings you confidence. I believe means it brings you confidence. But confidence without clarity is a disaster. This is a disaster that is unfolding in the world in many different levels. People who don't know a damn thing, who can't see what's in front of them, they are super confident. It's dangerous. If you cannot see, at least you must be hesitant, isn't it? Hello? If you cannot see, you must at least be hesitant. But you cannot see, but you're confident. This is what belief gives you, confidence without clarity. How do you arrive at your belief? There are many ways. Can I tell you a joke? Is it okay? It's a serious question. Are you okay? You're looking so serious, I'm scared of you. This happened in New York City. An 8-year-old boy came home from school in the afternoon. At home, he had a very progressive mother. Obviously, she was single. He came home and asked, Mama, is God man or a woman? See, this is a big debate in America. Is God a man or a woman is a very big debate in America. You know, in the last election, they tried to settle it and you know what happened. The mother thought, being a progressive woman, she thought through all this gender politics that are going on in the country, and after much thinking, she said both. Then the boy went into deep thought. After some time, he came back and asked, Mama, is God black or white? You know, in the previous election, they tried to settle this issue. Because racial politics is a very big thing. She thought through all the racial politics that are going on in the country. After much thinking, she said both. Then the boy went into profound thought. After much thinking, he came back and asked, Mama, is God straight or gay? She thought through all the politics concerned with that aspect of life and she said both. Then the boy jumped in joy, I got it, it's Michael Jackson. I don't know how you arrived at yours. You must understand, this is a godless culture. In this culture, we always told you, your life is your karma. Yes or no? You've forgotten? In this culture, we always told you, your life is your karma. This means, your life is your making. There's nobody managing you from there. Your life is entirely your karma. You are tall, you are short, you are capable, you are incapable, you can do something, you cannot do something. We say, your karma. We've been telling you forever, your life is entirely your making. But this we have turned it into something else, and now we are also start looking up, Upperwala. You're all engineering students, you tell me, is this planet round or flat? Really? It's round? Some of you saying no, this girl Is it a round planet, I'm asking you? Yes. Is it spinning? So, you're not even on the North Pole, you're at this Chennai. Here, if you look up and the planet is spinning, you are inevitably looking up in the wrong direction. Hello? You don't even know which is up. In this cosmos, do you know which is up and which is down? Hello? Is it somewhere marked this side up? Can you ever figure out which side is up in this cosmos? No. Then you're looking up at what? When you do not even know what is up, how do you know who is up? Does it mean to say, I created the universe? No. Obviously, before you and me came, everything was here, isn't it? So now, you must at least say, I really don't know. The problem is, somebody is a theist, somebody is an atheist. They are not different people, just different clothing. Same nonsense. One person believes what he does not know in a positive way, another person believes what he does not know in a negative way. Both of them are believers of something that they do not know, isn't it?
If I buy a computer and I realize that there's a virus
that you cannot admit, I do not know. It's so wonderful of you, so human of you to say, I do not know, isn't it? If you do not know, if you realize that you truly do not know, your intelligence will be always alert, it never sleeps. Always, every moment of your life. Even in your sleep, it'll stay awake if you realize, I truly do not know. This believing has made you just eat pongal and, just become lethargic. The world has become lethargic. When I say lethargic, not physically, intelligence has become lethargic because they believe something. Everybody believes some nonsense. Can we be straight enough? The youth of this nation, I'm asking you, the youth of this nation, are we straight enough to say, what I know, what I do not know, I do not know? Is this okay with you? The youth of India, I'm asking you.
that is attacking the programs on the computer. It's not allowing the program to run as it's supposed to. If I buy a computer and I realize that there's a virus that is attacking the programs on the computer, it's not allowing the program to run as it's supposed to run, what do? I use an antivirus to attack the virus on the programming. Sometimes it can affect the performance of some of the programs on the computer. What do? You reinstall the programs onto the computer so that it can work effectively for you. So the programming that has been done for us for many years through memorizing.
So let me put it this way. So the same way you use computer as a point, or let's say a reference point, can you really adjust that to how we've been programmed with that memory verse? So you said the computer has programming. If there's a virus, you have to do antivirus. So what do you mean by we reprogramming ourselves? What do you want to mean by that?
Example, blessed are the poor, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. You have been memorizing this.
Blessed are the poor.
Blessed are the poor, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Do you know why? Go across Ghana and beyond. Study the people who are very committed to religion. It's not the rich, it's the poor. Because they have been programmed that poverty as a condition can take you into a promise.
To that promise.
That is greater. That is why some interpretations will urge you and tell you that your future glory cannot be compared to your current suffering. So therefore, by projecting into the future glory, you do not care the state that you are living in.
Pain,
but
the
poverty, as a matter of fact, is not a condition. It's just a state of mind. So it is the mind that is poor, not the lifestyle. But the mind's condition, because it's been programmed to accept a certain way of living. So that programming will now reflect the kind of surrounding and condition you want to live in.
So poverty is not a condition.
No, it is a state of mind.
Poverty is a state of mind.
It's a state
so
of
if you want to be poor, you be poor.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are poor, it's not about you being promised heaven.
Do you know that people believe that through faith and a lot of fervent prayer, they can receive certain royalties from even places they've not struggled or they've not toiled? Some people can, out of memorizing these things, they refuse to reason with the same word. So because of the program, we refuse to reason with the word.
So talk to us.
Now, we must know that there are certain things that people attach certain sentiment out of faith, out of certain belief system to, so much so that they believe that they need a certain external power to be able to manifest simple reasoning, to be able to manifest simple hard work. So much so that simple agricultural techniques, they would rather go and pray. They would rather call on a God somewhere to come and do it for them instead of just using a normal, natural mind or intelligence.
So checking the seasons, knowing that this is not the right time to plant maize, he would rather pray even that dry season and still falls the maize into the soil.
Forgetting that there are people who have not even come to the knowledge of your faith, yet they are able to do well in the same field that you find very difficult to be progressive if there is no external influence or energy or power that you call God. It doesn't mean that the concept of God is bad, no. But we have cultivated a habit which has registered into the subconscious. It's part of the programming. When you tell your child that what you are doing is wrong, you are hurting your brother, and your brother will feel the pain of what you are doing to him. So you don't have to do it. Go and apologize to your brother. It's a programming you are giving to the child. You are programming the child that you are doing something to a brother, and that brother equally feels emotions, has emotions, and will feel the pain. If you tell your child that what you are doing to your brother, God doesn't like it, and God will punish you for doing this to your brother, it's a different form of programming also.
Instead of using personal feeling and the pain, you're rather referring that thing to God, that God rather doesn't like it.
So this child will grow up and will offend his or her neighbor and will go and kneel down and pray to a God because he or she believes that he has offended an external God that will punish him or her, but not the brother, because it's a program. Over the years, your mother and your father has been telling you, like when we went to Kumasi, I asked them, how many of you were born Christians? We had
majority.
You see, how many of you were born Muslims? How many of you were born traditionalists? Then I asked them, were you truly born a Christian? When you were coming to this earth realm, were you tagged a Christian, a traditionalist, a Muslim? Somebody told you that you are a Christian because you came into a family. You came into a society. This is where you pick the programming of I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. If you weren't born into a Christian family, you will never call yourself a Christian. So it is a programming you have received that make you feel that you were born with a certain belief system or born with a certain faith. So the programming we are talking about is something that we must keep reciting to ourselves.
Let me go back on this child example you did. So if I am training my child today, if any of them offend the other, I should rather tell them, apologize to your brother.
Exactly.
As you hit your brother, it is paining him.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
He's feeling the pain.
You're feeling the pain. So you shouldn't refer to a certain God that God will punish you for doing that, but rather tell the child that your brother is feeling pain. If he does the same thing, it is you. So you rather apologize to your child, your brother, than to apologize to God.
That's it. The same way we do with our children when they offend us. When they offend us, instead of sitting them there, letting them know the extent of the pain that we are going through out of what they did, we rather attribute it to God. This thing that you did to me, God will never forgive you. No, he didn't do anything to God. You are programming the child to feel that whatever the child does, he is offending a God external. It's the same programming we were given, that the sins of Adam has been visited upon generations. If you are a father and you have a property, and that property is for you, you share the property to your children, and then now you have a problem. You are in debt. That is where all your children will also have to come together and gather resources to support you. Is that not it? Assuming you are a father, you have a property, you didn't share it with any of your children.
Squander it.
You have not even squandered it. You still have your property. Yet, when you go in debt, you call all your children and tell them that this debt is yours. Make sure that you settle the debt. Will they be happy?
No.
So why is it that Adam's property was not shared upon every generation, but his sin was shared upon every generation?
Bale went from ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ṣẹ́ lọ yan ni.
Na normal thing na that bro Agbenga and Aboki na àwọn land. Ologun now, he know about am. I don't know.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, great Biafrans and lovers of freedom. Well, this is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Alo province of Biafra Land, and we are here live and direct. Today is the 20th day of January 2024. Therefore, as usual, today is a day dedicated to discussions on religious issues. Therefore, I hereby invite each and every one of you to tune in to our Radio Biafra London, Radio Biafra House of Service, where we discuss everything. Nothing is exempted for discussions on this radio. You can tune in via our FM frequency modulations in Biafra land, in parts of Biafra land, on CHK 102.1 in different places of Biafra land. You can be hearing us also from satellite, free to air satellite. Free to air satellite. Obtain satellite decoder, free to air satellite. And you will tune in, you will get or you'll be hearing our voice. In this free to air satellite, you'll be seeing different platforms of Yoruba, Hausa, Swahili, others, except Igbo. Except anything Igbo or any Biafra language. You know, our people, I said it the last time I broadcasted, our people has relegated our collective interest to the background. I am telling you honestly. If not for Biafra, if not for IPOB, oh my goodness me. I don't know. I used to say it will be marching happily to perdition, towards annihilation. And happily, laughing happily. Oh, this is what they programmed. This is a program they did they introduced since 1970, after the war. They defeated us in a war. And we thought that the war has ended in 1970. Our people, we went to sleep. Everybody hustling. Oh, go to your normal businesses, hustle for yourself. Oh. They made sure they shred us into pieces so that we don't care for each other. So that what matters for us or to us is personal survival. A race sentenced to personal survival will never survive. Are you hearing me? Nothing, no ideology connects us together. Nothing binds us together. Is it the religion? Religion, they use religion to cause even more harm than good. Religion divided us into pieces. If you are not, we'll be seeing ourselves that as different people due to religion. That is why we are not going to shy away from discussing religion on this hallowed platform. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu introduced it. He said we must continue discussing that there is nothing that is undiscussable in this hallowed platform, including religion, because there lies the main cause of our problem. There lies it. I am telling you honestly. Since 1970, as I was saying, our people went to sleep thinking that, oh, Nigeria, that Nigeria, we are Nigeria. Oh, everything 3R, without knowing that that was the time of where total, conquest started. Total conquest, programming just for total conquest as a people. It is very, very sad. That is why we are in this period of awakening. Are you hearing me? Both mental and physical awakening. Be proud to be part of it. Just watch in this free-to-air decoder or satellite. There is nothing concerning Igbo. You will see different Yoruba platforms, different ones, promoting their cultures, promoting anything concerning Yoruba, purely Yoruba. Are you hearing me? Here, we make sure that we raise the awareness. Our people forgot everything concerning our collectivity. They say, no, everybody fend for yourself. Everybody fend for yourselves. That is what the worst thing that has happened to us. The worst thing. And that is why it is difficult to gather our people. But we are happy that IPOB is doing the job, or championing the job, to restore, first of all, restore our mentalities, our brains back. You understand? It pains me. This point I'm hitting. Oh, you don't know how it pains me. How can you go to satellites? No, nothing about Igbo consciousness. Nothing. You see only Yoruba and Hausa. Igbo people, Biafrans cannot gather together and say, okay, let us have a station, channels, in order to promote who we are. No way. No Igbo channel. Instead, what you'll be seeing that are Igbos there is a church. A name magic. Do you people think that we could have survived without IPOB? Without this consciousness that we are raising? Do you think so? The answer is no. We wouldn't. We are marching towards petition, abyss, happily. That is the most pathetic part of it. We are happy, marching towards destruction. But today, we are highly conscious. The awakening has started. Therefore, be part of it. Be proud to be part of this. As I said, you can also download IPOB Community Radio. IPOB Community Radio. IPOB Community Radio is a very low data consuming application. A very low data consuming application. Also, you can go on You can go on the social media, on different platforms. Just ask Google, how do I listen to Radio Biafra London? You can hear our voice through IPOB, Rapture Media, the Biafra Digest, Radio Biafra House of Service, and the rest of them. There are too many. Therefore, you have no excuse not to listen to this hallowed platform, please. Therefore, this evening, as usual, is going to be as brief as possible because our people must call in order to aid their view, their concern concerning what we are doing. We are not engaged in this struggle because it is easy. Remember that we are not engaged in this huge, monstrous fight because it is, palatable. No. But because it is highly difficult and we need to liberate ourselves. Everybody must be involved one way or the other. If you are in ground zero in Biafra land or in the wider zoo, you are there for all of us. We that are outside in the diaspora, we are here for you. Anywhere you are, whatever you have to contribute in order for us to liberate ourselves in a coordinated way, please do not hesitate to do that. What we are fighting is a very big not a very big monsters. The hardest job in this world, according to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, which is right. But we must continue. Therefore, draw nearer to your listening devices because today I'm going to talk about religion and government. Religion and government. That is the topic of my brief submission today. I am late, yes, but sometimes it is better to be late than never. I am telling you. Seriously working towards being regular as usual. Easy. you know. But people should understand that we are here. I chinchim. You know. Before I go to the topic of the submission, I want to read just some few news headlines. And just please, just as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said about the discussions on religious issues, that nothing is banned. Nothing is exempted from discussion. Nothing is anathema here on Radio Biafra, please. I want you to hear it from the horse's mouth, from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's mouth, please. I want you to listen, to hear it. When he said it, that we must discuss everything, that nothing, as long as it's truth, that we must talk about it. Please listen.
When the white man said, behold, all things have passed away, everything is now new, including a man can marry a man, a woman can marry a dog. After all, man and woman being together is the old. Everything has become new. They say Jesus came to bring everything new. Isn't it? He never changes. You don't hear we discuss everything. You are a dreamer. And this is Radio Biafra. If you want that type of rubbish, you go to NTA, you go to Radio Nigeria. This is Radio Biafra. There is nothing we don't discuss. It doesn't matter what it is. As long as it is the truth, it enhances our understanding and knowledge of the supremacy of the Most High. Then we discuss it here on Radio Biafra. There are no taboos. Nothing is, everything is
Are you hearing it? For people that no, do not talk about it. Now we continue heaping debts. We leave it, pretending that it is not there. pretending that the mental slavery that we are having is not there. Don't touch it. Now, what is the need of our struggle? What is then the need? If we can deceive ourselves that no, it don't, no, this thing will bring problem. Which kind of problem? When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came onto this platform talking about Biafra, the enemies, our enemies, started labeling it, calling for war. Oh, don't do you have you forgotten that before? That name Biafra is a taboo in Nigeria. Have you forgotten? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came and broke that taboo. Some people even tried, no, do not call that name because that name provokes people. Biafra, no, don't use it. Use a Lower Niger company or Lower Niger region. I'm saying use this name. No. So that once we engage once we get that this, they will not know. We take them by surprise. Now when we enter, we change the name. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say no. The only way is the hard way. Are you understanding me? The only way is the hard way. There is no shortcut. You know, our people are, candidates of shortcuts. They love shortcuts too. Our people love shortcuts. And that is why our people are falling into different scams and temptations. Because of shortcuts. No, people don't want to go the normal procedure. And that is why they fall to scams in religion. Once you are so desperate in shortcuts, you look for miracle. You must fall into the scam of miracle because you are looking for shortcuts. Our proverb, our NDG say, now somebody tells you that no, once you call that name, Jesus, every of your problem is solved. Which one do you choose? As people that love shortcuts. They opt for that that much here now. Maybe it's true. Let us go. I thought from your blessing, And now the little one, you are looking for miracle. Miracle of millions of naira. But you don't know that scammer, that pastor, that so-called man of God, you are already giving him his own miracle. Because as you are looking for 100 million naira miracle, money you didn't struggle for, the pastor gathered all of you. Imagine we are 10,000 people. Give 100 naira. That little, you call it little thing. But when you contribute another person, just you 100 million, like one pastor. He said that the first fruit of your month, the first salary of this year, is for him as your spiritual father. Do you see what? Do you see? And the people will fall for that scam because they need shortcuts. From a wheelbarrow pusher, you want to be a bank manager by fire by force and be earning 3 million naira. But you are the one you embezzle everything. They will just call you one day. You didn't go to school. You didn't qualify for the job. They will call you and make you the bank manager of UBA in one place. And you'll be stealing money. You fantasize. And your so-called spiritual father will help you to promote that idiocy in your head. Now, if you want to achieve it, you see that little money which you got from pushing wheelbarrow, from driving keke na pepe. Just come and bring it here to me. And foolishly you will go because you are looking for a shortcut. You don't know that as you contribute 100 naira, 1,000 naira, 2,000 naira, 5,000, 10,000 person have is landing on the table of one person. He has become a billionaire. Everything will turn into billions. His miracle, they are going on their miracle because they are using your head because you are gullible. Because you are foolish. Your foolishness is what is promoting them. That is the only thing. Once you stop being foolish, they will just close and fold up. Because they will know that Mugu don't wise, no, nothing again, no, nothing for us again. But because you are stupid, you are looking for shortcut. Everything is shortcut. Miracle. You are looking for miracle. Where there is no factory, you are looking for job or job opportunities. You are praying. Anytime you go to pray, they must say, come to God with something that pains you. You have to sacrifice with something that pains you. It's what we hear that time. Do not just sacrifice with something that pains you. And as a mumu man, you are. As a mugu, as an idiot, you are. You happily, the little coins in your pocket, you go and drop it. As you are dropping it, they are calculating is amounting to millions and millions to them. That is why they go on the highest car. And you are calling it your God is blessing them. No, it's you that is blessing them. Your idiocy is blessing them. Are you hearing me? Your foolishness is what is blessing them. They program you. You are foolish. They are going on, the latest cars. Those people you call your spiritual fathers, your daddy Jews. And you are looking that, oh, God is blessing. No, it's nothing like God blessing them. It's you. You people that are blessing them. Nothing more. If congregation of people contribute money for you every Sunday, you will become like them. You'll be blessed like them. What you call blessing. Oh, brain is brain now. You understand me. Oh, brain. So that is the thing. When groups of people contribute little money for a one person, that person becomes rich automatically. It's just like a government. One of the reasons Nigeria is for them is indivisible. The unity of Nigeria must be maintained because one, there is a 200 and something million idiots in Nigeria that are not productive, that depend on China, for everything that they wear. They depend on China, Japan, America for cars. They depend on foreign countries for, even fostering their homes. So it becomes a big market. When you buy, one person, another person buys. You import, you see, go to the port. Containers are landing. You think that is progress? No. That is not progress. You are dying as a country. You import virtually everything. Are you hearing me? And you think that is advancement? No. You become commission earners. Ndi na also here for China, for Japan, for America. I saw some people advertising cars in America. Now look at these cars. Who are you that are advertising it? For zombies in Nigeria. People that we claim once they buy Tokumbo being used for how many years by real human beings outside. They'll feel that God has blessed them. So Nigeria being a non-productive huge population is a big market for the whole world. Anything they bring, even in car engines, cars that are supposed to be destroyed in Japan, in South Korea. I saw South Korea is one South Korea tourist guard proudly telling the tourists that the cars we use here, it has a lifespan of 10 years. After 10 years, the cars in South Korea, producing cars in South Korea expires. And it will be destroyed in order to manufacture, mold it into iron and plastics to manufacture other things. But later they found the market in Africa, mostly in Nigeria and Ghana, where all these cars that they reject, that have expired in South Korea, are highly solicited in Nigeria and Ghana. And they are now selling it, it becomes a huge market. Imagine that you are there as a tourist, as a Nigerian. Wouldn't you? And people, they clap. Because they found a zombie, foolish people that are not productive. Do you see how African countries are? Let me tell you. Like Nigeria, you don't produce nothing. No value you add to the world. Let me give you example of how Nigerians are, or as a country, black people are. In a market, just like Nkwo Nnewi, you see, if you go there, in every market in our land, there are many people. For you to go to the market, you will have money either to buy or you have products, goods to sell. That makes you an active participant of that market. Are you hearing me? You see people who open their shops because they have something to sell. People coming and being dragged, and I come by now, I have this. They have money to buy, which means they are participating in that market. But when you see somebody, you just rigmaroling inside the market. You don't sell, you don't have no goods to sell, you don't have no money to buy. What do you call that person? You a simple idiot. After the market, everybody will go with happiness. Either the goods they buy, they make nice business, or they sold and have nice gain. The zombie will be if maybe he will not even be able to eat, take afternoon lunch, because it doesn't have nothing to sell, neither money to buy something. So that is how Nigeria is in this world, in this planet, where productivity is needed. They are just rigmaroling inside the market, consuming. Every time is consuming. That zombie inside the market that don't have money to buy to sell. In the afternoon, the little money he has, people will be commanding, Mama put, please put yam. Put yam for me, put my and pomo. Put garnish it with agidi and the stew. The idiot, the little coins he have, he will also sit down and eat if he has anything. That is how Nigeria is. Just take a look inside your parlor. The whole materials there, even including the shirt you are wearing, the boxer you are wearing, the pants you are wearing, half shimi you are wearing inside. Are they produced in Nigeria? Where you are here, you are listening to me. Whoa. Are they produced in Nigeria? What about the car you are proud to be showcasing your car? Is it produced in Nigeria? Is it manufactured in Nigeria? It shows you that to real people that are in this world, cracking their brains, government working, making people to produce, because productivity is one of the characteristics of a human being. Productivity. But lo and behold, we are big market. We market of consumers. Are you hearing me? Very, very sad indeed. Africa, we need to rise up. Do you know that Congo has a deposit, 80% of cobalt. When I saw this, I was shocked. 80% of the world deposit on cobalt. And do you know cobalt is being used in manufacturing battery? The world is going green. Electric cars, electric bike, you are riding, you are soliciting everywhere. Oh, eco-friendly, this and that. They is in Congo. 80% of the world deposit is in Congo. But to go there and look at them, it's infested with, since right from colonial time, the first time King Leopold set foot there, things change for worse till today. And let me shock you. Congo in Africa has, after Nigeria, in number of churches in Africa, Congo is number 2 after Nigeria. Go and make your researches. Do you know that? They are being, Africans are being programmed to live happily in misery. I don't want to preempt, please. Let me just go into some news headlines, please. Let me just go into some news headlines. And one of the news headlines there is this fake news. The zoo, they know how to fake news. They are purveyors of fake news. That they captured a commander, ESN commander, Lionheart. This is simply fake news. This man has been expelled from IPOB, I think, since 2020 or 2021. Let me play for you. Since 2020, early 2021. Yeah, he was dismissed from IPOB. Let me play for you what the voice of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when he expelled, when this guy was dismissed, who the zoo today is calling IPOB, ESN commander, which is aka Lionheart. Listen.
His name is Uche Lionheart. If you find him,
Listen.
Into Imo State. He is working for the zoo. He was the one that compromised our structures in Iguacha. The same thing he tried to do in Imo State. We are investigating if he had a hand in the death of Ikonso in terms of giving away his movement. His name is Uche Lionheart. If you find him, you know what to do. He's a traitor. He is a traitor. Very, very important. Of course, Onisha will comply.
Do you hear it? So that when the Nigerian government, when they write all these their fake news, you know how that they have come. You counter them. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Once you had or you hear their propaganda, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an Illuminati, a wise man. He called on, he said, can you handle propaganda? Can you? Okay. Let me go back to just one or two news headlines. And this news headline came into, it drew my attention. You hear? Let me read it. It drew my attention. Let me see. And the news, the headline says CBN to decongest Abuja head office. Relocate some departments to Lagos. January 24 news headline. You people don't understand. The last time on the 16th, I had a broadcast. I asked about what do we do about the foreign, how can we solve the issue of foreign interference in Africa? And I had the opinions of people. And I also put my own opinion. I played the voice of Obi when he said that he, as a presidential candidate, they called him as they are calling others. He was lamenting. How can foreign powerful countries, they will be calling you, they called him to come and declare what you are going to do, their interest you are going to, they will stipulate your interest. Their interest you are going to protect. And when you look at it, it is 95% foreign interest and only 5% your own interest, or less than even. That how can they called him and say, give him, okay, we are going to promote you. We have the media. We will promote you and put you there. Forget about you are idiots, you call citizens that have PVC. They are not kingmakers. It is we, the West, we are kingmakers. So what is there for us? We will promote you in our media and sponsor you any money you want to promote. Don't you see when directly in 2015 election, didn't you see Obama? When Obama was the president, he intervened directly and campaign. His campaign manager was brought for late Buhari. Don't you? And in a country of 200 and something million people, they look at it as normal thing. No person, people look at it and digested it as it's normal. Now, American, they had the campaign for Buhari. American president as of that time, Barack Bin Laden Obama. He came on video and campaigned for Buhari. If Nigeria is a country, let me tell you, they would immediately, people will come out and disqualify Buhari direct. Not even if people will rise up and disqualify Buhari because of foreign influence. Don't you see how they investigated Trump for just small, whether they have a foreign, Russian influence during his campaign? As orangutan, you don't understand what it means for foreigners to intervene to influence your governance. You don't know. You don't know because you are not meant to know. As a primitive Neanderthal, you are not. You don't care. What it means in general is once the foreigners or foreign governments have influence in your government, finish. They will be defending foreign interests more than your own. But do Nigerians know? No, they said, nah, beg, let them, nah. You don't know that, they see you as idiots, as lower human beings. Now, when I played, our brother, I love what he said, Mazi. He said, no, if he's in, I say, in the Nigeria setting, listen, in the Nigerian setting, if it's me, if I'm in the shoe of Obi, I will not defend Nigeria. I will fall and sign anything there, sign everything and go into that power. But Igbo man, now we are not good in politics. I know I used to say this. We are 0.0000 in politics. They want to use their force to save Nigeria. They don't understand that Nigeria is just a marketplace for foreigners, where you have to fall in. And when you enter there, now you defend the interests of your own people. Do you see what is happening today? Tinubu now, he don't care about the lives of Nigerians. So he is defending foreign interests. He opened border for even toothpick to come in. And the IMF applauded him, saying, yes, you're on the right track. So that the little things, industry you have in Nigeria will be killed. Everywhere will be overrun with cheap goods from America, from China, they applauded him. And the factories will fold in Nigeria. And now they sentence you into importation. Now, if you are selling something, for example, toothpick, a packet of toothpick for 100 naira, it's you that is manufacturing it. Your little industry. Little industry that your factory that you created with your hard-earned money. Once you package, you are selling a packet of toothpick, let's say 500 naira. And it is moving small. People are buying. Now they see foreign one that come from America being sold at 200 naira per package. And even in have things that is more attractive than yours. What do you think people will do? They will abandon you and say, nah, come on, let us be buying this one. And you will fold. Because no more market. The foreign ones that have been imported have devastated their own. Cheap price, more betterly produced. Do you see it? And you will fold. And people that are working, maybe you had 10 workers that were earning salary from you, from your factory. All will go home, being unemployed. Many of them now will turn into kidnappers. Do you see, when you see all these policies written in paper, what is happening, you don't understand what it means. The impact it's having on people. You don't understand. Because you are not meant to understand. Your brain is not developed enough to understand all these things. But here on Radio Biafra, we expose them. Now, as Obi refused, he want to save Nigeria. Onyibo. We say we know. We sabi. We know. This struggle made me, I know that Igbo was zero. enwero ihe anyị ma, enwero ihe anyị chi. Ọ just onye ikeketa orie gaa ụlọ mmiri, lụọ ọkụ, lụọ ihe a, nweta ego otu ishiri nweta on your own. Ị bịa na-etu ọnụ. Enwero nothing again, enwero ihe ọzọ, nothing. Now Tinubu accepted the whole thing, and his sins are hidden by America and other countries. His crimes are now forgiven because they are using him. They know he's their man. And do you know that day I said this? If I'm Obia, I will agree and enter. If I'm representing their under Nigerian setting, I'm not talking about Biafra, because under Biafra, even the population of awakened the people will not allow it. If you want, go sign anything. People will disagree. People will come out and burn you alive for not serving their. If they detect, because Biafra will be a country of awakened souls, awakened men and women, not like zombies in Nigeria. And that is why we are here revealing things that you don't hear on mainstream media, including religion. We don't shy away from it. You understand? So Tinubu now, he is doing his thing. Why defending American interests? Why defending European interests? They are supporting him. They are backing him up. Now, as a Lagosian, as a Yoruba man, he will use that opportunity to give small to their people. He will take permission, saying, "Nah, Oga Biden, I want to relocate this CBN to be in my village." They'll tell him, "Go ahead, as long as any person that talk, don't worry, we are behind you." That is what I said that day. As long as you are representing their interests, you will use the little opportunity, that 5% local interest, you use it to do your own people. And they want to first of all save the wider Nigeria. Don't you see? Good luck, Jonathan. He entered there, he started building Almajiri school in order to buy their hearts. They don't know that their hearts are unbuyable. When Britain cannot buy their hearts, the hearts of the Emirates, Sokoto Caliphate, it is you, Onyamene, that can buy their hearts. They will be eating you and laughing and promising you that don't worry, we are behind you. Wait, now let the election come. Honestly, I don't know one day. I want nothing. I want a brain. Political brain on nothing. I want nothing. Tinubu now is gradually drawing CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, Ebe Gono, finance, go Bubatai Lagos, and he will do it. But I saw the headlines. Ariwa, you sworn against relocating CBN. Controversy trace CBN decision to relocate. Disquiet in CBN plan. There is a Northern Elders Forum false relocation of. Do you see? Oh, Chineke. Do you see? Where are you? Follow Nyaiwo. Nah, now we don't care. People that doesn't bow people. If you imagine that is a bill that enters there, he will first of all, he will try to satisfy. They will deceive him, say, hey, they will warn him. Hey, make sure that you get the heart of Northerners first, though. In this your first time. What they use in deceiving good luck, Jonathan. Make sure you get the hearts of Northerners so that they will trust you. Now, when you come the second time, now you can look at the south, your region. I know here he agreed. He don't know that they are making him to work their place, and after there will be no second time for you. Sometimes I'm sick. Which people I burn down the equatorial forests. Okweman I will pygmy. This pygmies. It's our cousin. It's true. But we're supposed to develop our brain. I don't know. The brains we have here just for here go only. We don't have this brain, political brain. You've been a choker. Oh, guys, hey, no, you are talking to me for my country? To sell my country? I cannot sign this. I will first of all represent Nigeria as my country. I will no. I will build Nigeria. I'll make Nigeria a functional, a productive country. American government, the White House will tell him, okay, oh, you are highly patriotic, aren't you? Okay, we will call you. Don't worry, we love people like you. Go, we will call you back. We will support you to build Nigeria. Immediately he move out. They laugh. They say, look at this Orango Tango want to be. He don't know what is happening. He want to build Nigeria. Okay, we shall see. They will even block his number from reaching White House. They'll block him. He will not reach them again. Are you hearing me? Ndiba Yoma Kwan politics. Nigerian politics. Ndiba Yoma. The only thing to stop foreign influence or intervention or foreign interference in our land is when people are awake. You don't toy with people because you cannot kill everybody. You cannot toy with the people, the population. People that are awake, you toy. You see IPOB. Do you see IPOB? That's why IPOB is uncompromisable. Any person that, even any person in the leadership, even Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tomorrow start talking somehow. I am gonna go now. For your information, we are. I said the worst thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did is to awaken us. Even if he come tomorrow, start talking like we are not going to take it like was Rike. No, we will say nah. Thank you for doing this, awakening us. But this road we are going, you are no more representing us. You are no more IPOB. I happy move forward. Don't you know that? That is awaken the mindset. I want people that are, even if the leader is have compromised, you start following him with sentiment. Hey, and enter all into abyss. No, this is not IPOB. For your information, now for you to know it now. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. He made a provision for checkmating he himself as a leader. He said, any day I come out and start saying, when a case mayor, and I have a zen and car, when a case mayor, and I buy zen and Napoli, do you know what he said? Do you know that he didn't pity himself? Because Biafra number one, not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu number one. Biafra. Our focus is Biafra. He is our leader, yes. So that if he come out and start doing, he said, do you know what he said? He said, somebody behind me should cut off my neck. He didn't say, no, arrest me or chain me and move forward. No. Because they know if they chain him, he can still cause havoc. He can still talk to some people with sentiment, and people with sentiment will follow him as our leader. Now you see, do you know, it's him now. He said, cut off my neck and move on until you reach Biafra. Do you know what that thing means? So that is the worst thing we have done in opening our eyes, so that we checkmate any idiot that will come and start talking. Like this. Join his eyes. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Our focus is going to be Biafra. Nothing more. Nothing more. That is it. So we must continue. So you see how politics work. Do you see how politics work? Tinubu entered there. Now, little by little, he will relocate. He's relocating CBN. Maybe another time, before you know, he will relocate the NDA office. Say no, they should have a cantonment or another headquarter in Lagos or in Ibadan. Oh, that is how it is done. But the Igbo politicians, do they know anything? They want to go on with the open heart to save Nigeria. That's why we are being scammed, even in the church, because we use our heart without reserve. In this world, you must have a reserve. You must be reserving, in case, but our own. We thought that the way we do business without reserve, invest money and it will pay. That is how things are in politics. you know everything you put. No, let us save Nigeria. You carry your heart to put. Whereas people that you are trying to save Nigeria with, so-called, are all tricking you, saving their own people. Saving their own selves. They don't care about you, the wider Nigeria. Don't you see? I mean, Mietiala, Fulani terrorists. They say they are having is it mobile vigilante? You know, a mobile vigilante. That is vigilante. Vigilante. You know they are nomads. So what does it mean? Their vigilante covers every day. Their terrorist army will cover everywhere, every part of Nigeria. Is it today they started it? The answer is no. Since 2015, when people every side is forming vigilante, Amoteku, this and that, is only governors in Igbo land they refuse. They trust Nigeria, Nigeria police, Nigeria army. But when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now painstakingly formed our ESN, it is that time Dave Omahi and Co. started forming, they formed Ebubago in order to counter, to start fighting ESN. That is the thing. That is how hopeless our people are. Our land has become highly hopeless. So let me continue on another news headline, please. How Nigerian security agencies allegedly protect armed herdsmen in more than 12 southeastern states by Amnesty International. Why wouldn't they? When when you are saving Nigeria, do you know that the Fulani is the only race, tribe in Africa that has a standing army? Do you know that? Do you know that Fulani, they have a standing army being sponsored? What they call bandits is a Fulani terrorist army, jihadis. They are standby. Any country that mess up with them now, they invite them. They invite them to go there. That is how they come to Nigeria. And also be recruiting Almajiris local in Nigeria. That is with sophisticated weapons. You don't ask yourself who is sponsoring them. No arrest has been made. They tell you they have terrorist sponsors in Nigeria. Where are they? In Nigerian government, in Aso Rock, in high places. They have succeeded in being there. That is why they are committing. They are on the rampage. You, what do you have? The one we have as ESN. Our Igbo politicians are trying to thwart it. Our people are, some of our people are trying to sabotage them. You see that sometimes these are people. Whether Igbo, whether we need even we merit pity. Go into petition as usual. Why? Our abductors were Fulani headsmen carrying AK-49. That's it. Enugu kidnappers. I mean, our abductors were Fulani headsmen carrying AK-49 rifles. Enugu travelers narrate ordeal, confirm paying 2 million naira ransom in our land. Fulani now, they come in our land and abduct, kidnap people, kill some, with impunity. Let me read it a bit. Some wedding guests kidnapped at Mkpunato, Mkpologu, Ozowani Council area of Enugu State have slammed the Enugu State Police Command for claiming that they were not kidnapped by gunmen. One of the victims, who identified himself as Ikenna Duigwe, told the Sahara reporters on Saturday that his family paid the 2 million naira ransom to his captors to secure their release. Narrating the unfortunate incident, Duigwe explained that they were on a bus going to traditional wedding ceremony at the local government area of Enugu State on December 27, 2023, when their vehicle was attacked and they were abducted. He said that they spent 3 days in the bush before they were released by kidnappers, regretting that the police made no attempt to rescue them. How will the police rescue? How? Whereas the Fulani, the terrorists are on top, giving orders. Are you not ashamed? But you want instead, the commissioner shamefully came out to deny the abduction to give the impression that Enugu State is the safest place to be in Nigeria, when in actual sense Enugu was under siege of kidnapping. You see that? Although in the hands of the kidnappers, he said that their hands were tied to the back and they were starved for 3 days, adding that they were taken from one location to the other in the bush. We are in a bus which was conveying us, okay. 7 of us were kidnapped into the bush while others escaped. In the bush, they tied our hands to the back and hit us with matches. We didn't eat for 3 days. They were taking us from one location to another. From the intonation of the kidnappers, they were Fulani headsmen carrying AK-49 assault rifles. We paid the 2 million naira ransom before they released us. Can you imagine? You have maybe Igbo kidnappers in Castina kidnapping Fulani people. Just listeners here know what will happen to Igbo people there. And they come out, those Fulani, those Northerners come out to say it's Onyamini. They know it's Igbo people. They will kill every Igbo man there. But you now, as a coward you are, you know, Onye obi God. You see this kind of heart is a killer heart. Where we have this obi koronko against ourselves. That's why I call our people, we are primitive. Unless an awakened mind, an awakened Biafran, you are not primitive. Yes, you have been redeemed from primitive mindset. Otherwise, our people are primitive. I am telling you. They will, where you will see them doing something with a alacrity. When the person is our own people. Whereas others, people that know, if they are dealing with you as a foreigner, they deal with you with a game bogi. Do you see that? Do you see the difference? You see it. Imagine that it is maybe an Hausa or a Northerner that came out, paid ransom and came out and say, the people that kidnapped him are Igbo people. You know, just imagine, you cannot imagine what will happen. It's unimaginable. They will destroy Igbo people's goods and properties everywhere in the north. It will be everywhere in radio and television, in the media, Nigerian media, that Igbo people, they are kidnapped. Look at what they are doing in the north. They are the people that we are in a mess. So, and the mentality we have is a very fundamentally flawed mentality. I am telling you. Okay, let me go straight to the topic of today's discussion. The topic, as I said, religion and government. Do not forget that today is the 20th day of January 2024. When we talk about religion, you know, human being, there is no way you can stay without religion. Even being irreligious is also a part of religion. You understand me? Being irreligious is also part of religion. You know, this word religion came out in 16th century. Before, there was nothing like the English word religion. You know, many words came out through different things or for different reasons. This word religion came into the English syllable, English lexicon, when Martin Luther started questioning Pope in 16th century when they protested the origin of Protestant church, or the church you call Protestant. You know, you say something without even understanding the meaning. It means, when you talk about Protestant, it means the church that protested. They challenged the teachings of Catholic Church. They challenged their modus operandi. They challenged their lordship. And that is why they is Protestant. Because they were protesters. And you know, we are saying it's part of history now. It became very light. But let me tell you, it caused wars in Europe. Do you know that? It caused bloodshed, heavy bloodshed in Europe. It's just like people moving away from separating from a country, just like we are fighting for freedom. Because that time it was the Pope that was the Catholic Pope that was the King Maker. Do you know King Maker? The dukes, the kings, Ndieze, in European kingdoms, they all bow to Pope. Are you understanding me? Any person is say you are not going to you are not going to be the king today. His word is just like the word of God. Are you hearing me? And the time came, some people, one man started, because things start with one man or a group of people. You know, something will continue until a time. Somebody will say, no, nah, this life, we are this type of thing. No, we shouldn't be. It can pay the ultimate price, but it will stir up others to revolt. And that is what happened. Immediately during the Protestant period, that was the time the word religion came into English lexicon in order to demarcate, to differentiate people that are our own, Catholic, and these others. You understand? That was the time religion came into English lexicon. Before, they know people with their culture. Judaism was not seen as religion before. Before 16th century, it was not religion. It was seen as their described as every people have their tradition, their way of life. It was described as their tradition and culture. Finish. Because every people, you go with your way of life, the way you eat, what you eat, egusi, you swallow. The same way, how do you pray? Do you have a God? Do you pray? Yes, we have our Ikenga. We have that is not even regarded as religion. It's your way of life. Everything is encompassed until 16th century when they started fighting, clash of the titans, and now they demarcated this word religion came into being from religare. You understand? Binding together. It's our own. I won't do it now. That is how it came. Remember, I'm talking about religion and government. One of the theories concerning the history of religion is that as prehistoric hunter-gatherers evolved into larger communities, there was a need for a force to encourage cohesiveness and cooperation in society. Do you understand? One of the theories concern on the history of religion. You know, before human beings evolve. Anybody that tells you that humans doesn't evolve or is a liar from the pit of hell. Just check ordinary telephone, this smartphone or mobile phone that came commonly into being in our presence. Not how long now? Is it up to 30 years? No, it's not up to. Before, do you use a mobile phone? The answer is no. It's not common. It was not. Though maybe all these American military and all military, all the advanced countries military might be using it as top secret for communication. But when they brought out something that is more higher, now they release this one to the civilian population. But before, do we know about a mobile phone? The answer is no. Do you understand me? So we evolve. Human beings evolve. Before human beings, we are going prehistoric human being, hunter-gatherers. You know what is hunter-gatherers? Just from hand to mouth. People that are moving like a buffalo, a group of buffalo. If they see where there is grass, where they are. That is why they run around. They can, all these animals, they can move around. They even move thousands of kilometers, cover thousands of kilometers year round, because they are looking for fair weather, food, and co. Once they gather one place, they see where there is grass. Grass is growing. Maybe it's a Tanzania part of Serengeti. They will all hundreds of thousands of buffalo will be there feeding. Once they feed, they are breeding, reproducing. Once they consume the food and maybe no more rain, they will move out. Their instinct will lead them to start looking for another favorable place. That is hunter gathering. Human beings were like that until they started being, producing more people, reproducing, and started seeing the need to be cohesive, to be gathering, to have one ideology. So that is it. And also, there was a need, or there is a need, to obtain answers to so many unanswered questions concerning the environment and the universe in general. When they look at things that doesn't make sense. A volcano that just erupts. As a primitive human Neanderthal, they don't understand what it is. Now they call it, it's a force of God. They can name that thing God. Do you understand me? And they believe. Do you see how now religion started gaining space in human field? You see that? So, religion amongst other social agents, example, formal and informal education, influences and modifies the nature of society, and most importantly, the individual, by providing moral beliefs and values that must be followed. Are you hearing? Religion, among other social agents, influences and modifies the nature of society. So that when you think that maybe our discussion on religious issues doesn't matter, please think again, think twice. It matters a lot. Because we want to liberate ourselves from being one-sided, thinking in just through one side. Are you hearing me? Being programmed, we want to remove ourselves from this program. That the miseries of Nigerians, your miseries are caused by Satan, and you continue fighting Satan. You don't see. These are the programs we want to remove, so that when we have our nation, now you will understand that you have to hold your government responsible for everything. You have to contribute your quota in building the country, not saying that public is something, public property, they know they carry them for head. This is the worst saying, the worst mantra I've ever had. Are you hearing? So that we understand that we should hold ourselves, that there is no God in heaven or anywhere, no spirit that will come to help you. It is only human being that can help you. And the more we become organized, the better. Kpewe ekpere yaba Chineke ka o nyere gị aka. Ilewe ụmụ mmadụ ọ dịghị onye ga-enyere gị aka. All these are things they use in programming our head. These are fundamentally flawed songs and mantras that is controlling our lives. These are the programs we want to remove. You understand? Like this song I sing. You have to be praying to God to help you. Because if you start looking to human being, he will not help you. This is fundamentally flawed mantra and ideology. But unfortunately, it is what our people have been upheld. Do you see the need for us to change and reverse in ideologies we have? Because who is going to help you? See, human being. We need ourselves as humans. And that is why we need organization. What is organization? Governance. It's simple governance, and there comes politics. You understand? I tell you that our people, we are zero in politics. That is why we always fight. In a group, you see Igbo group divided into pieces because of lack of politics. Somebody will rise up in a group and be talking. He don't know how to talk. The way he talks is in his bedroom, commanding his family or talking to his family. He think it is, I'm saying the truth. What I'm saying, that is how I would say. It is, there are spaces, there are places that even that truth becomes destructive. Are you hearing me? There are places, spaces you will be. Truth, now that you perceive as that truth, it becomes destructive. The way you say it will now become, it should become another thing, another way. Because there are many people that are there. If you talk to people, a group of people, the way you are talking to your family, some people will pick offense, and rightly so. That is the politics. So that you know how to address people. So that you know that thing you call truth, you want to speak it out. You know how to put it out in a group of people so that it will be palatable. It will be understood. It conveys the same message, but the way you put it. Are you understanding me? That is the politics. So we need organization. And religion is one of the factors. But unfortunately, we are programmed, imposed in a foreign religion that is not representing our interests. Are you hearing me? Do you hear when I talk about Europeans fighting? Germany fighting England, fighting Rome in order to liberate themselves. Do you think all these things now is just like when we talk about Second World War? We talk story from 1937 to 1945. Very, very quick and palatable. But you don't know that it was devastating. That took lives of millions of people. The same way when we talk about Biafran war, as we don't see it, it is very light. But people that experience it, it makes them remember something that touches them. Even some of them will start crying because they experienced it. So when we talk about the religious wars in Europe, trying to liberate themselves from the grips of Catholic Church, it is real. It brought out wars. I say centuries of wars. There was one time they fought what they call 30 years of war that led to the killing of more than 30% of Germans. Do you know that? Go and research. Study about 30 years of wars in Europe, the religious wars that led to the Westphalian Agreement of nations being sovereign, sovereignty agreement. Do you understand me? So when we talk about this, it is not something that is light. So religion is something that normally is for organization. But the most unfortunate is we are being imposed. You understand? A religion that is foreign to us. And the motive of that imposition is to control us. And it is working for them. To separate us into piecemeals. You see the religion we have today in our land, in Biafra land, because that is what we are talking mostly, out of experience. It promotes fear. Fear, not fear of foreign, fear of ourselves. So, I don't know. It's not something that is maybe foreign. It's something we experience every day. Fear of your brother will kill you. Anything that happens, hey, no, they make you start seeing bad in your brother. Dear boy, running away from your brother and sister. This is what this religion have done to us. And that is one of the motives. So that we can never agree. We can never agree together. Instead, you prefer to see your brother, an American, far away that you've not seen, as your own brother. But your brother, you demonize him. That is what religion has done to us. Now, let me continue. Let me continue. Let me continue. As I say, religion among social agents, like formal and informal education, influences and modifies the nature of society. Do you know, when we talk about formal and informal education, have you considered when you see, for example, somebody, a girl that behaves very nice, a cool girl, you say, you come from a good family, because it's portraying what she absorbed from the family, from the parents. You understand? A society starts from the family. Are you hearing me? That is the reality. And now the formal education we are receiving. You go now in school, they start teaching us that Mongo Park discovered River Niger. Do you see that? They start teaching us that Europeans came and stopped killing our people are bad, our ancestors are bad. They are killing slaves. I mean, they are killing twins, and it gone the inside our heads till tomorrow. When any slightest thing, you see somebody arguing that, oh, our ancestors they kill twins now. So the European, they don't tell you that they slaughtered and hang the village thousands at a time, millions at a time. They don't teach you this, and you defend them. Do you see what we are suffering? The education we receive. Are you seeing it? This is why Martin Luther revolted, because they are brainwashing them and having influence on them. They say, no, we cannot be Germans, English people, now be receiving order from you from Rome will be telling us what is good for us and what is not good. It generated into heavy war. And after they liberate, now every country have their own type of Christianity. They orthodoxized this. They made it their own. England came back and made their king the head of the church. Do you think deep about what it means? Do you think about it? For example, now if Biafra comes, we will make Biafra prime minister or Biafra Igwe, our first person to be the head, our pope. Do you see sense? Do you see how they behave? So that his word becomes a galvanizing factor. It becomes the word of God. Instead of taking order from the Pope is infallible. We say no. Our prime minister is infallible. Our Igwe is infallible. We take on it will be a galvanizing factor and strategy and ideology. But as long as we continue being influenced by foreigners using their ideology, and when you buy if they see that you want to advance, they will use religion. They will Pope will give order that the people that are doing this type of advancement do not teach people how to manufacture this and that. It is satanic, and their religious adherents we believe it. They will believe it. After all, they converted us, they programmed us to hate our own thing. You understand? To hate our own deities. Now they are demon. How will demon who are your more has in our equation? You see it? And today, I now cast equation, which is one of our deities. But do you know what? Do you know there is a company? I saw the advert. Just Zeus, Zeus or EOUS. Zeus, Zeus. Do you know that Zeus is a European idol, a Greek and Roman idol, a deity? Aroshi, you call the way we call it in Igbo, Aroshi. But do you know that the way they channel it, the way they galvanize it, garnish it, it sounds sexy to the extent that Our people, you don't see somebody called Lord Zeus. You don't see Lord Zeus in Facebook. A celebrity. We have a company in Europe that is Zeus. Yeah, some footballers, you will see Zeus in their jersey. You don't know what it means. They are promoting their idols. You don't know that, but you don't see it. You are on. Imagine that the mother be an Ogugu. Ogugu. There you say, hey, your blood of Jesus, but you follow Zeus. Oh, for your information, Europeans are the people. They they real worship idol worshippers. They are Europeans. For your information, look at the days of the weeks. They name the days of the week to their gods. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. All are the European gods. They name it after the European gods. I've explained this once in my program. Details. Even January, February, till December, all in honor of their idols. But you don't see anything bad in it. Do you? Igbos, we are the only people. Our ancestors program days as economy are for unko eke ori. Days for hustling, working hard. Market days, market. That is the way our ancestors program our days, so that you don't become lazy. But you don't know this, do you? Europeans, they consecrate their days each day to the worship of one of their idols or the other. But you don't know this, do you? No, you don't. How can you know if you are not told? How can you know? When you don't disturb your brain, when you believe as a believer, how will you know? You believe now. You believe. Once you believe, you have stopped your brain from making researches because you know it all. I believe. Have you had an encounter with a radical, all these radical Christians that are? Don't you see the one I just some time ago? I think is it last year with one Mazi. If you are saying no, don't call my Jesus. Don't call. That is the only thing he wants because he doesn't want to make sense. No sense, no logic. No, don't go there. It will bring confusion. No, don't. How can it bring? You are the person that is even praying for the confusion. Imagine we have these radicalized brains in Biafra. Say we have restored the country. Imagine, just imagine. And you want to make for example, you want to make a constitution in order to remove Sunday as a day of worship. I'm just giving an example. Imagine what all hell we break loose now. Then we tell you, no, Bible said, no, you cannot. Yeah, that is where heavy war will now come. To make that constitution that we say, okay, now we have a Oria from let us make in the constitution of Biafra, it will be that one of these days will be, a resting day. I'm just giving you example. As Muslims have Friday. Hey, these people say, no, don't touch my Jesus, say Bible say this. Oh, hey back and so do you see why we are trying to put logic in the mindset of our people, in the heads of our people? Do you see that? So that once we restore a country, at least there will be opposition, but it will not be as powerful as it should be. We will be organized and galvanized by one ideology, our traditional and organic ideology. Are you hearing it? Are you understanding it now? So that the people will not receive order from Rome in order to bring the problem, to be armed by Rome and England because of their church. They are going against their interest. They say no. Or they will supply them arms in order to cause confusion in Biafra land. Do you see that? Or by America through religious sentiment. I've told you this and I repeat it. We are in a world whereby there is no justice, number one. What is happening is just, window dressing. Window dressing and, how do you call it? Painting, whitewashing. If you know how to play the game most, now you win. That is it. Whitewashing. Only for the interest of your people. That is it. America, you see that they are championing democracy. They are championing free speech. Who tell you that? Talk now something that is against them. Is it not free speech? Gonzalo Lira, an American citizen, wasn't he killed in Ukraine? In Ukraine prison, he was tortured to death. What did America say? Nothing, because he's critical of them, of their government. But they will tell you, we are championing free speech, democracy. So we need to play along in this world, not to allow anything to thwart us as a people, including religion. Do not allow religious sentiment to be used against your brother by foreigners. That is what we preach here. Do you think that Russia that banned Jehovah's Witness some time ago, do you think that they are crazy? They know what they did, because they saw that foreign intelligence is coming through that religion, through that church, establishing, acting, the spies are coming through there, trying to stimulate their people, activate their people to disobey the government. Do you see that? Do you remember when I read a news here about one reverend sister that was expelled from India, an Italian reverend sister that have been in India working, they say is a working grace work or humanitarian work, helping the poor in Israel, in India for more than 50 years. This last 2023, they refused her renewal of her visa, of her stay. They deported her. They know why. But for you now, if it is in Nigeria, if it's in Africa, they will say, hey, people will rise up. No. He's helping the poor. No. Don't deport this woman. No. Nigeria, you are evil. The government is evil. No. You can. But they know more than you. They know what they are doing. What you call good is doing. The good is doing. The evil she is committing is outweighing the good. It's just like in 15th century, when Japan started killing Christian Japanese and missionaries, slaughtering them. But if you are at that time, hey, you say no, pray, they are antichrist. Oh, they are evil. But today, don't you see the result? Had it been the Japanese king called Tokyo, had it been he didn't do what he did, by now maybe Japan will be like Nigeria. Everybody onye buru Bible nke agara n'elu nke agara n'ala. And I say the same thing. They will hate themselves as brothers. They will be telling the whole world that their ancestors were evil. The same way you see Igbo people, ndị ṅụrụ mmiri orashi, ṅụọ mmiri village ha, nọrọ n'ala ha too. The land the ancestors suffered to get for them. Ramango, but still they will be condemning their ancestors in the face of the world. Which kind of people are these? Sometimes I wonder, which kind of people are these? Even the food their ancestors discovered, they are still eating it. But still, our ancestors can swing twins now. They are evil. But you don't come out and say, no, I'm no more from my village. You still answer your papa name. You still go back to build a house in your village, in your fatherland. Your land, your father's land, where your ancestors, hustled to get for you. Aren't you supposed to be ashamed? I ask you, oh ye Neanderthals that don't have brain, don't you need to be ashamed of yourself? You condemn our ancestors in one hand, but you are enjoying what they brought for you. You are talking against my God, my this and that. But in America, you could still come back, you go village, go enjoy that, you why not you say no, I'm no more. You remove the name of your father from your name, number one. Stop eating a Gucci, stop eating a obono, eating my. You remove all those things from your menu. Uh-huh. Now, man, if you condemn our ancestors and after, when you come back, you still go into our forest to enjoy the scenery. You still carry a ube in order to enjoy the ube that our ancestors discovered that is palatable, that is eatable. I am telling you, we must get sense by force. We must get sense, honestly speaking, because time of senselessness has gone. What we are doing is sanitizing the brains of our people, because this is the most important part of the restoration effort. For your information, it is not about flag independence. African flag bearers, they made mistake of not doing what India did. Have you asked yourself, why is it that it is only Africa that is lacking behind? Other places, many countries in Asia, they were colonized. India was colonized. Arab countries were colonized. Some of all these Arab countries you are seeing today, they were even formed not a long time, some 1930s, some even 1970s. They became a country. Are you hearing me? Bahrain, Kuwait, all these places. Some of them not a long time ago, they became a country. They were colonized by Europeans. But why don't you ask yourself, why are they progressing? One of the main secrets is they resisted and guided their belonging, their natural traditions till today. And with it, they are progressing. Other Asian countries, the same thing. It is only Africa that they impose everything on us, and we accept it. Where are we? Very, very sad indeed. Very, very, very sad. Are you hearing me? It is very pathetic. We need to receive sense. I am talking about religion and government. Okay. Religion amongst other, okay, I've gone there. These moral values and beliefs greatly impact and influence the believer, generating individual and the social control over them. Therefore, religion plays a vital role in controlling the population for easier governance. That is the truth. But problem starts when foreigners colonize and impose their religion to the people, and the people continue defending and upholding the ideology to their detriment, as we are having in our land today. Some people even hate IPOB, hate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know why? Their pastor told them that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is antichrist, and that's it. It's enough for them. It's enough for them to hate him, to say that, oh no, instead of antichrist, they put fear, because Christianity mostly, and I'm talking of exclusively Christianity, it goes with the fear factor. That's why a Christian, you see now what happened to me. We experience it. It's not what we are making up. You come out in the morning, you saw a pussycat. Hey, you start shouting, praying, blood of Jesus. You go out on the street and saw where they put where maybe one egg just fall. Hey, you Nnamdi Abekwa now. Because that is what they program you always to be thinking. Oh, it's bad people. Bad, everything is bad. You continue fighting against yourself. This is a program. Are you hearing me? That is why the clip I played before is a Ghana woman. She said that if I buy a computer that have a virus, I need an antivirus in order to fight against that virus inside the computer. And that antivirus is what we are using today. Have you asked yourself, why is India progressing? But they were colonized because they refused to accept the foreign program. Are you hearing me? They refused to accept the virus. So they fought and remained pure. They are Hindus by tradition, by organic nature. And that is the way they follow till today. And they are progressing. They don't need to speak Queen's English in order to be seen as educated. Unlike in our own land. You will see somebody only he's making sense, but because he has his English is flawed in one way or the grammatically flawed. I said, nah, do you know how to speak English? We brag with the foreign language to be a standard for education. Which kind of human being are we? And we think that we are going to progress as a people like this? As Africans, we are going to progress? Is that what you are thinking? We are in a cloud cooker land. I am telling you. We are in a cloud. We are in pipe dreaming until we understand the secrets of this world, that we need to be original, that we need to be organic. Now that time we will be organized and galvanized, and we'll be, we will no more be looking somebody that makes sense, logic, but because he's not speaking nice English. English is just for communication. It's a language like any other. A Chinese doesn't need to speak English, but is in charge of contracts, road contracts in Nigeria. Instead, he use hand and making signs or translator. You don't call him an illiterate. But when you see your own fellow brother, because he's speaking in Igbo, emo, you laugh. Oh, he's an illiterate. Now you jettison him because of the way he's expressing himself. Which kind of people are these? Don't you think that we are going to progress like this? I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a wise man, an Illuminati. He said that when Biafra comes, that we are going to make laws in our own various languages. You understand me? We are going to make laws in our various languages so that people don't manipulate because they know they go abroad or they study foreigners' languages and they start using it as a trick, as you see lawyers do. They will speak grammar you don't know. They write constitution in something they cannot even interpret it in Igbo or in Ijo or in Urobo. But people applaud for something they don't understand. That's why I say, what type of people are we? Human beings are, what type of other human beings in this planet are progressing? And it's only in a black race. Because of all these things you call mundane. Because of the fundamentally flawed way we reason. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue hammering on the way we reason. The problem we have is the way we reason. It is fundamentally flawed. We need to brush up to be like others. You go to Arab land, you go to Middle East, you go to North Africa. They are proud to be Arabophone. But ordinary Cameroon, they have a English and French brothers. This one referring, no, you are Anglophone. In the same country, I'm not even talking about Yoruba that is in Nigeria and Yoruba that is in Benin or Togo. Because this one calling his brother, you are Anglophone, you are Francophone. How do you think that we can progress with this type of mentality? For goodness sake. The same thing is in religion. You are in Catholic. The other one is in chosen. The other one is in CMS. The other, we divided ourselves, something that should unite us. We divided ourselves like into shreds, piecemeals for enemies to take charge, to be able to swallow us. Is it not high time we behave like other races? Is it not high time we become, proud of who we are? I am happy that the awakening is coming. It's gaining ground. That our youths are now. There is one man. I'm very, very happy. There is one man. They call Ovus Mechatronics. I've been watching him using our language, Igbo language, using our Igbo culture in order to bring up, teach people to be wizards in IT. Information technology, computer and all the rest. So that we train our people to the extent that even you might not know how to speak A as English, but you're a wizard in computing. When you see an American, you don't need to communicate to him. Instead, the American will now bring a translator, say, please, I want to hear what this boy is saying. Now, when you bring computer or now he will be seeing wonders. Oh, yeah, we're gonna say, how can I communicate with this guy so that at least he will teach me something? That is what we want. Not being what is it adding? What value is it adding to us as a people? What value? This follow. I know follow on the I know an Italian now so Italian amigo in Portuguese now so just to bring it in. What value? It's just a language, for goodness sake. What value? What brings people up? The value is what you can do. Productivity. And that is what the Europeans, the colonizers, tried and killed. They tried to make sure that they kill the natural progressiveness of a human being in our life. That is productivity. So that we start fighting Satan, an imaginary being, say is responsible for our failure. Unless this thing we are doing, we come back to our senses because we have been senseless. Let me continue, please, because I will soon open my lines. As I said, but problem starts when foreigners colonize and impose their religion to the people, and the people continue defending and upholding the ideology to their detriment. If physical independence is needed, mental independence is also desperately needed. In our land today, religion has become a very big tool and weapon of distraction to the people from the very corrupt and incompetency of the government. The population becomes programmed to seek for solace in religion instead of government. They are programmed to pray to an unseen spirit to provide something that the government should provide. They are programmed to attack and hold an unseen spirit called the devil responsible for the woes and misery caused by their government. Do you see it? Look at, as I'm talking, maybe you see people going to night vigil. Instead of, Chineke. You see, one time I was listening to this guy. Is it Flavor? Yes. His story, how he became a musician, a big musician. It started from the church. You understand me? It started from he was a church chorister. Do you see many of our people today that are doing good even in a music industry? Many of them started from the church. Many that can play keyboard, many started from the church. Do you see that is the only practical thing? Look, I want people what I am you could please. It's the only practical thing that is practiced there. Now, he made many of our people now to become big, to become now, competent, to compete with outside practicality in the church. Only one thing: playing keyboard, playing guitar, singing music, which they promoted in the church. Imagine that the energy the church is using to make people to fight devil, they now bring people to study maybe IT, to encourage people, in order to learn arts, learn different works. Don't you see that people will become genius? The way they become, only on, even Michael Jackson, he was a chorister as a child, as a kid. So I want you to understand that only that in practical, it's only practical thing they are doing in the church. And they need people to be from there only I will see expert. Flavor is he singing only for church today? No. The answer is no. Which he is learned from the church is practical. So this is what we are teaching. It's what we are saying. If these religious centers can turn people into workers, people that are productive, oh my God, the people will be, people will be wizards, people will be sought for. But instead, they distract people by telling people, no. Your progress is when you are give me your tithe. Give me the first month of your salary. and you receive miracle. They made program people into believing that there is one spirit that is holding their destiny, which is lie. The people that is holding your destiny is the government, the incompetency of the government. And why do you think that government is allowing all these churches? Do you think if it is against them, if it is not serving their motive, that they will leave the church like that? They know that they are using them to distract the population from not fighting them, from not holding them responsible. Instead of holding, politicians responsible in our land, they say it's Satan. Somebody that dies in accident because of bad road, a container will fall on their car and they will all perish. They'll say, hey, nah, now. Hey. Pastor will come and tell you that nah, is one of your brothers, one of your uncle in the village that killed him. Do you know one thing I used to ask? It's a question I used to ask myself. I say, why is it that if somebody is not progressing in the city, anywhere, they will program you to believe that is your problem comes from your village. That is your village people. But when you make it, they don't tell you that it's your village that will help you make it. I used to think about this. I say, how foolish we are to believe all this nonsense. Something that got you are importing a container and it is being seized in Apapa Wharf because of the hatred of Igbo people by the government that in place, and your container will be seized and taken and shared to Almajiris by Alhaji. Now you go to a pastor or a native doctor, he will tell you that, oh, who do you this? Is one of your uncles in the village. Imagine, he didn't want you people's progress now. He will not name the person. No. It is now you that will use, maybe when you are 6 years, there's one of your uncles that used to beat you when you do something. But I say, hey, that man hurt me, it's him. It's you that will now confirm to the man, to the dibia, or to the purported dibia, or so-called man of God. He will say, yes, it's him now. Don't you see that the foolishness, our foolishness is thinking? I do more than anything. Somebody will suffer accident, a fatal accident, because the roads are not fixed. Instead of holding the government responsible for not doing it, say, no, they have killed him now. They have killed him. Nah, they have killed him. There's one guy I had one time. He was driving motorcycle without a helmet. And something happened, whether motor jam him and he fell. And hit his head on the bitumen on Kota and died. Do you know what people are saying? Hey, they have killed this man. Hey, they have killed him. I said this thing, I think was 2022 or 21. I started saying my people, I said, what? But this man, first of all, he didn't have to drive this bike without a helmet. Had it been he had a helmet, he would have said it. They said, no, he's not even going on speed. It doesn't matter. There are sensitive spots in your body. It doesn't matter. If you do this martial arts, which you do in junior when I was a junior, there are sensitive places you touch in human body, it will disfigure the person. Even there are places you touch somebody, you will collapse, you will be in a coma for just few minutes. Now imagine you hit that place on the ground, you die. But our people, they will say, nah, hey, no, hey, go ya. Hey, no, you see that this religion is only using fear factor to destroy us. And that is why we are no more cohesive. Everybody is afraid of each other. Hey, this is the only thing we continue hearing. How can we be a people that is going into one country with this mentality? Is a question I ask. Let people answer. For people that are saying, no, let us not discuss this. How can we enter this our new country that we are trying to restore with this type of mentality? How? Tell me how. Well, we are afraid of each other. Tell me how. It is high time for us to grow up and learn how to relinquish ourselves from this imported and programmed mentality that has done us no good. Without mental emancipation, it will be very hard to restore a sanitized and progressive country of Biafra. This is where I'm going to stop. I will go into a few minutes break so that when I come back, I will open the lines so that people will start calling. Please do not go away. I will be right back. Do not go away.
The computer is not allowing the program to if I buy a computer and I realize that there's a virus that is attacking the programs on the computer, it's not allowing the program to run as it's supposed to run. What do? I use an antivirus to attack the virus on the programming. Sometimes it can affect the performance of some of the programs on the computer. What do? You reinstall the programs onto the computer so that it can work effectively for you. So the programming that has been done for us for many years through memorizing.
So let me put it this way. So the same way you've used computer as a point, or let's say a reference point,
Yeah.
can you really adjust that to how we've been programmed with that memory verse? So you said the computer has programming. If that virus, you have to do antivirus. So what do you mean by we reprogramming ourselves? What do you want to mean by that?
Example, blessed are the poor, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. You have been memorizing this.
Blessed
so many
are
years.
the poor.
Blessed are the poor, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Do you know why? Go across Ghana and beyond. Study the people who are very committed to religion. It's not the rich, it's the poor. Because they have been programmed that poverty as a condition can take you into a promise.
To that promise.
That is greater. That is why some interpretations will urge you and tell you that your future glory cannot be compared to your current suffering. So therefore, by projecting into the future glory, you do not care the state that you are living
The
in.
pain,
But
the
poverty,
misery.
as a matter of fact, is not a condition. It's just a state of mind. So it is the mind that is poor, not the lifestyle. But the mind's condition, because it's been programmed to accept a certain way of living. So that programming will now reflect the kind of surrounding and condition you want to live in.
So poverty is not a condition.
No, it is a state of mind.
Poverty is a state of mind.
It's a state
so
of
if you want to be poor, you be poor.
Yeah.
Right? So if you are poor, it's not about you being promised heaven.
Do you know that people believe that through faith and a lot of fervent prayer, they can receive certain royalties from even places they've not struggled or they've not toiled? Some people can, out of memorizing these things, they refuse to reason with the same word. So because of the programming, we refuse to reason with the word.
So talk to us.
Now, we must know that there are certain things that people attach certain sentiment out of faith, out of certain belief system to, so much so that they believe that they need a certain external power to be able to manifest simple reasoning, to be able to manifest simple hard work. So much so that simple agricultural techniques, they would rather go and pray. They would rather call on a God somewhere to come and do it for them instead of just using a normal, natural mind or intelligence.
So checking the seasons, knowing that this is not the right time to plant maize. He would rather pray even that dry season and still falls the maize into the soil.
Forgetting that there are people who have not even come to the knowledge of your faith, yet they are able to do well in the same field that you find very difficult to be progressive if there is no external influence or energy or power that you call God. It doesn't mean that the concept of God is bad, no. But we have cultivated a habit which has registered into the subconscious. It's part of the programming. When you tell your child that what you are doing is wrong, you are hurting your brother, and your brother will feel the pain of what you are doing to him. So you don't have to do it. Go and apologize to your brother. It's a programming you are giving to the child. You are programming the child that you are doing something to a brother, and that brother equally feels emotions, has emotions, and will feel the pain. If you tell your child that what you are doing to your brother, God doesn't like it, and God will punish you for doing this to your brother, it's a different form of programming also.
Instead of using personal feeling and the pain, you're rather referring that thing to God, that God rather doesn't like it.
So this child will grow up and will offend his or her neighbor and will go and kneel down and pray to a God because he or she believes that he has offended an external God that will punish him or her, but not the brother, because it's a program. Over the years, your mother and your father has been telling you, like when we went to Kumasi, I asked them, how many of you were born Christians? We had
Majority.
You see, how many of you were born Muslims? How many of you were born traditionalists? Then I asked them, were you truly born a Christian? When you were coming to this earth realm, were you tagged a Christian, a traditionalist, a Muslim? Somebody told you that you are a Christian because you came into a family, you came into a society. This is where you pick the programming of I am this, I am that, I am this, I am that. If you weren't born into a Christian family, you will never call yourself a Christian. So it is a programming you have received that make you feel that you were born with a certain belief system or born with a certain faith. So the programming we are talking about is something that we must keep reciting to ourselves.
So,
that we have to work on it.
Let me go back on this child example you did. So if I am training my child today, if any of them offend the other, I should rather tell them, apologize to your brother.
Exactly.
As you hit your brother, it is paining him.
Yeah.
So the same thing.
He's feeling the pain.
You're feeling the pain. So you shouldn't refer to a certain God that God will punish you for doing that, but rather tell the child that your brother is feeling pain. If he does the same thing, it is you. So you rather apologize to your child, your brother, than to apologize to God.
That's it. The same way we do with our children when they offend us. When they offend us, instead of sitting them there, letting them know the extent of the pain that we are going through out of what they did, we rather attribute it to God. This thing that you did to me, God will never forgive you. No, he didn't do anything to God. You are programming the child to feel that whatever the child does, he is offending a God externally. It's the same programming we were given, that the sins of Adam has been visited upon generations to generations. If you are a father and you have a property, and that property is for you, you share the property to your children, and then now you have a problem, you are in debt. That is where all your children will also have to come together and gather resources to support you. Is that not it? Assuming you are a father, you have a property, you didn't share it with any of your children.
Squander.
You have not even squandered it. You still have your property. Yet, when you go in debt, you call all your children and tell them that this debt is yours. Make sure that you settle the debt. Will they be happy?
No.
So why is it that Adam's property was not shared upon every generation, but his sin was shared upon every generation?
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service coming to you through Radio Biafra London. My name remains Mazi Jonathan Chinedu from Olu province of Biafra London. We are here live and direct. Today is the 20th day of January 2024. Tata Bobo Churi. Our lines are now opened, and our direct line as usual is +1 213 328 6224. I repeat, +1 213 328 6224. Our WhatsApp and Signal line is +61 405 142 547. I repeat, +61 405 142 547. You can call us and give us your view. It doesn't matter, even if it is contrary opinion, please feel free, because this is a family radio. This is a place, our parliament, where we discuss to learn. You understand? We discuss, we argue, we debate for mutual benefit. We are not quarreling. There is nothing personal about it. What we are doing is to make sure that we follow the right path, that will lead us into a sanitized Biafra and nothing more. We are not happy what is going on in our land, how we are being separated into piecemeals. It is not a good thing for a people, honestly. Therefore, when we talk about the restoration of Biafra, we're also talking about the restoration from mental slavery, restoration of our brains. We shouldn't stop. Therefore, I have callers already that are lining up. Let me start by caller on direct line. Caller on direct line. Can you hear me? Caller on direct line. Are you there? There. The whole world is hearing you. Please go on.
Speaking my call, thank you, Mazi Kanu, there for including that issue. Thank you, Director of State. Thank you, all stars from this platform. Irrespective of where you are residing, I say may Elohim protect every one of you. Mazi, let me start by letting you know that I was laughing from the hour of 20:08, that is around 8 minutes after 8 that I started this program, confirming it from Biafra land, when you were making a retaliation that got me like at the end of the day. This our uncle that are telling us, take it easy, take it easy. He's now paying you people the way he's paying us here. But meanwhile, my question is this. Let me start by asking it, because there are some certain vocabularies, should I say words, that are not really taught in primary school, kindergarten, like in a regular way. We overheard them, people using it on a normal basis. Now, in the course of your presentation, there is a word you use, logic. So, truth. To say yes, I think it's time I have to find out the meaning of logic. I see people, even me, I use it. You started logic. I'm telling you a normal thing. You are telling me that Nnamdi Kanu is claiming to be our Messiah and other sometime in the society. So I will tell the person, this is not, I'm not talking about logic here. Don't bring logic into this. Let's talk neutrally on it. You understand? So I was prompted to go into the dictionary to find out the meaning of logic. But I won't say that, because I wanted to ask you, what do you understand by logic? Because sometimes this word confuses us, mostly those who are too religious, like me when I was in the world. I was too religious when I've never received my Nnamdi Kanu, because I find it hard to understand the meaning of logic when you were using it in this context of your presentation. Can you please explain what it means? Because when I overheard you use it, it sounds like you are, on the side of any particular person, but you are just trying to be neutral. So I want to know that meaning of logic when you are using it to illustrate how some of us who are too religious behave and react whenever, a true, visible stories are being brought to their table to reason. and think about it. So I want to, can you just explain briefly what it means before I continue with what I have for you today, sir?
Mazi, if I start explaining, can you hear me, Mazi? Mazi, are you hearing me now? Hello, man. Okay. The problem is you are calling on direct line. Yes, I can hear you. You are calling on direct line. So that's why I prefer you continue making your this thing. Because if I start explaining, you are paying. That is a problem. Hey, go after we say something. Just make. Go on, Mazi. Go on, Mazi. Go on. After I will say something about what you say. Just go on. Go on to your point.
Okay, fine. Okay, now my point is this. I will start by saying this. I'm not trying to be one-sided, but I want to know this what IPOP and the body of Nnamdi Kanu as a family have been using, that we want peace, and because of that we want referendum. Now, for the duration of 14, 13 years now, we've been asking these people that we want to have our freedom, to be able to control our resources and begin to be vital in the society, and they have never answered. Now, I want to ask, after the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or maybe provincial at the end of the day, they want to come in to look into of this situation back to their judiciary or whatever means they want to come back to it, to re-strategize. Are we still going to be hopeful of giving them that alternative as referendum to be our alternative means of going our separate way? Or are we no longer interested? Because to me, before God and man, I am no longer interested with referendum. Because the things I'm seeing is paining me in the bone marrow. That people that we are fighting for is out there doing 5 nights of glory, glory night of good. Very soon, just mark it somewhere. Very soon, if you talk to me before God and man, go to your platform tomorrow on your Facebook or whatever. Just write. How do I want to say this? Okay, success reign. Their next topic next year now on this year, useless idiot animals everywhere. Their next topic will be success reign, as their motto in their churches are success. And whenever you talk about the freedom of the people, none of them rises up to say, yes, this is a good thing. Let's form a family. Do you know that a lot of these minor PSN organizations are now wearing the clothes, their vesties, their jerseys, in the form of they have joined what's it called again? The Salvation Ministry recently. Now I'm asking them, since your own church is no longer vital for you, you are following this other person, which means this is really a business center that none they can prove. So you people are collaborating now to still be deceiving people more and more. So, sir, what I'm saying is that are we still ready to follow referendum? And if we are ready, I will not be happy, because these people have killed us so much. They have frustrated a lot of people economically, and they refuse to restructure the constitution for like 13 years now. And people have died a lot. So I'm not seeing the vital point that we should continue dwelling on referendum. We need to go. Let's go with war, in short. I am not happy, because this thing is paining me deeply, that I am seeing idiots out there eating burger. They don't want to care about us here. So just I can't go much again, because I have a lot of questions to ask you here. But just if you know how you can help me out on this, let me know where I'm heading, because I'm no longer happy. Because the other time I write in your platform, at any day you stop talking about religion here, me, I will stop. I would denounce becoming an IPOP. And thank God you people are still on that. May God bless you. Thank you, sir.
There, Mazi. There, Mazi. I think Mandabuchi. Before I take other call or callers that are online, let me say this, address what he said about Biafra a referendum, the way we are going. Let me tell you, what we engage is not something palatable. It's not something easy. It's not something you can get through either sentiments or any other thing. it involves patience, resilience, consistency. That is the thing. IPOB, our fundamentality is to get Biafra through referendum. We know that we are fighting with animals. An ajibu before a year. Let me refer you to the 1966, 1967. Our people were massacred in the north. Igbo military officers. When I talk about Igbo, not only Igbo, Efik, Hobo, all Biafrans were massacred in the army. Civilians killed on the streets of the north and the west. It didn't bring Ojukwu to say, okay, let us go to the war, irrespective of how our people pressurized him. I mean, there is a way this world works. You understand? For the past 2 years, we have IPOB have succeeded in making Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a prisoner of conscience in Nigeria. That is saving his life. People don't know what IPOB did. That is number one, to save his life. What people were calling for that time, let's do this, let's do that. That time, people, the whole wider world have not even been saturated with our own reality, our own truth. So if you try anything, they will just do away with him and or one of those things. Your sentiment, ya mekwara your business, forget each say, hey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, na nwoke ma otara ahụ, may he so rest in peace. But IPOB succeeded in making sure that the whole world was convinced beyond reasonable doubt that one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu becomes a prisoner of conscience in this 21st century, which is also protecting his life. Nigeria cannot do anything to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu again. It's really because now countries have known, the powerful countries have known, other countries have known. It is now in their list, in their agenda, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. You see, that is number one. Now, let me also continue on referring to what happened during 1966. The massacre of Igbo, the pogrom, Igbo pogrom, or Biafran massacre. It didn't warrant Ojukwu to go rapidly. There are protocols to follow, which will make that look, whatever you are doing, you are right. Do you know that Ojukwu tried to save the situation by even telling our people, negotiating with Gowon and the Sultan of Sokoto, that is his friend, telling people that, okay, we have agreed, or yeah, go back to the north. Now, they went back to the north again, to west, and they were now slaughtered more than before. Is it not a better reason to go to war? He didn't even go. Despite him being forced by the people, he tried to find a way of escape for everybody, so that there will be peace. Be listening, They went to Aburi. They say, okay, instead of us doing this, because it will cost life, because this is experience. It's not a sentiment. No. War our sentiment. Because our people also may will also sentiment make way that thing. With that sentiment, they start blaming now what China cause for this thing. Nam na-ememe kwa ọfụma n'Ọnịcha. Nam na-eme lekwe m na Lagos ọkwa lekwe ụlọ m rụrụ abọ mbọ na amazi m ebe my family nọ. Onye ebulie n'ụtụtụ a na-akpọ ndị DOS ndị kọsara agha a na-abụ ọnụ. This is the life of our people. Hitler wrote Mon Kampf. That is my life. He wrote it in his biography. Now, What we are doing, don't think that the leadership don't know what they are doing. There are many things happening on the ground. We are committed to referendum. The whole world, we will, this woman, this Zimbabwe or Zambian woman, he said it that we have to saturate the whole world with our truth. Our truth, not the truth. There is a difference between the truth and our truth. You understand? So that when things will start happening, we are in an IT age. Social media age is not like before. Now, there is no more monopoly of information. Where a government will monopolize information like when there was no social media and now bring it out for people to consume. No. There are counter narratives. There are realities. People will video realities and show. This is a world now driven by social media. No more era of lies like that. I read about this American journalist who is critical of America supporting Ukraine that was killed, Gonzales Lira. If not for social media, do you think that the way this maybe CNN will program it to say it that he died in plane crash while landing in Kosovo, and everybody will take it because you have no other way of verification. Do you see it? They will lie their ass off, but today it's no more like that. So what am I trying to say? There are things that need to be done, and it is being taken care of at the background. I assure you. M na-ekwusị oji ọsọ agbakwu ọgụ ọma na ọgụ bụ ọnwụ mana ejighị mgbagbu agha ịga ọgụ. You understand? Now, another thing you talked about, logic. When you talk about logic, according to definition, grammar, it's just simply reasoning conducted or assessed according to strict principles of validity. So it's not that, just like in a court, you can accuse somebody, hey, he kill, you do this, you do that. They go to court, yeah, bring proof, bring letters. That is where logic ran. You understand? Why is it that you cannot carry somebody to court because you believe that or you accuse the person of wizardry or witchcraft? Because it's not logic. There's no logic in it. Are you understanding me? How do you know? Which proof? Oh, he turned to a cat. That red black cat I saw is that person. How will you prove it? It's not logical. It's insane. So what the world wants today is something that have proof that you can see that things that are conducted. Like when they are talking about even the duration of this world, they can say 3 billion years at least. But why? Because there are rocks that are measured with technology, carbon dating, and they show that the formation was since 3 billion years, and they never get older ones. So they continue searching. That is logic. Something that can be provable. It's not all this, let me tell you. When as a child, as a baby, we believe that the tortoise, Mbe, is the wisest of all animals. That he will fly to they give him they donated the feather for him. And when there was hunger in the animal, those folk tale. But as a child, we believe and fantasize it to be truth. I could remember the first time I saw a tortoise. I was highly distant. I was saying, oh, look at the tortoise, it's a very wise animal. But when I started growing up, I started reasoning. Logic started entering my head. That is the era we are in. Because they have deceived us too long with the sentiments and the fantasies, and as a child you believe all these things to be truth. Somebody the other day said, oh, he was thinking that Israel is in heaven. Because that is the picture they painted for you right from birth, and you believed it. The same way they painted for us that, oh, tortoise is the wisest animal. He deceives others. He will do this. And inside your head, you were fantasizing that you thought it's reality. Until when you are growing up, you start seeing logic. That is being reasonable. And start finding out that all these things are just allegory, depictions, stories that doesn't count. That is what we are finding out today. Many of all these stories that we grew up with in the religion, we find out that all these things are make-ups. The stories that are being made up by people that, first of all, can write. People that had the chance of writing something on stone. People that have, the chances of, conveying their stories or turning other people's stories, taking it as their own, writing it to be on for them. Those people cannot write it. It's a folk tale that people just too can write it down, putting their own names as figures, changing everything. The stories of Epic of Gilgamesh, that is what they told you in the story of creation in Genesis. You understand? And the Epic of Gilgamesh, you say, predates even the Bible by far. So they changed the names and just put the same thing there. So all these things, you find out that all these things, most of all these things are just fictions. That we are in an era of maturity in Africa. That is what I could say. Where reason prevails. It's no more believing. Only believe. Believe means I don't know. Something you don't know. You just believe something and you fantasize that is how it is. And you continue going with it. It is deceptive. So logic means reasoning. That is why our leader continues making sure that to change our way of reason. That is the number one problem of black people. The way we reason is fundamentally flawed. You understand me? Look at kidnappings going on everywhere. In the north, in Abuja even. People don't come out to protest, at least. Say, no, what is happening in insecurity? No, because people don't reason like that. There is no cohesion. As he never touch you, so any other person can go to hell until he touches you. And if he touches you, you are shouting. Another person will say you go to hell until he touches him. That is the incohesiveness in Nigeria. You see it? And the politicians are enjoying it. Instead, the religion will be telling you, go and pray so that you'll be protected by the blood of Jesus, by the angels. Something that is unimaginable in other countries. Do you see how we are deceived? Let me pick another call. Please, Mazi, I will come to you, please. Caller on direct line, please. Can you hear me? Welcome to the program. Go on, please.
Jonathan Jishike, so your platform very well because this is the time of awakening. Biafra now fish cry. I want for more in all the province Biafra land. Don't think that the Jonathan is joking here. We are not joking. You can do whatever you want with your life, but the life of our leader matters more than every human being on this earth. That's why the Jonathan said it. If not tonight, we will put it. Again, I got to put it in the can. Biafra, so what shit? If not the Biafra on this earth, the son of the Most Jonathan, no. Because if you bring out your time and say, you know, this is analyze. This share, this is sense. Then all these our leaders up till now, we are joking with our land on our land because Afa has Afa Toro. That's what I'm looking at. How can we have leaders that are allowing our enemies to be killing us? How would they have their own radio? Don't know about that. Their own radio, where you will hear the truth and their life will be changed. Etina Haga Jonathan, Haga na church Shapro. Then Jonathan, which will put France, President on Amuma. Then Jonathan, in Menu, none of the Tupia Mom. A pen her. And I said the first I saw you. Then Jonathan, I've been on the kitchen equipment, and I didn't know. Not so much, but more than one. But men are in the room. Manuel Father Pope. Pope is working on okay. Okay, check out 50 years. Half not a legal. Every nation of this end with half inch. Now we need 90 and a ton of the different. Remember, all not the military rate. You can get it. I have done that. Jonathan, okay, check out. That's a human being on this end. We get every power. Guys, believe that at Kanu. Before you perish, you think Biafrans are joking. We are different from Yoruba. We are different from Hausa. We are different from Fulani Biafrans. So I say, they were more cooking, my child. That's Jesus Christ. What's so true? All right. We have our culture and our tradition. That's the ticket of the military. On one worker, which is the course of way, or Patasigala. Then everyone trying to get another Kanu. When you have to remove ice so long, oh, one worker, Kesheka, also warrior. I think that's what my people will be. That's Jonathan, that's no you see this foot, eh? Oh, today. I got that. So for another that I know I can't say, we have that then, no truth of Kanu, that then, all these shit, all these kids, that then go there for like the 7th, the world, the Biafra, so I don't get time. Let us go there and give them that from where we go. Check it now. As for our, the first every person of whom our, I've been a son of this, from our way, human being.
There were, thank you very much. Thank you. There were. Caller on Mazi Joe. Can you hear me? Mazi Joe Agafe. You know him Neku.
Yes, Mazi. A very good evening,
thank you for
sir.
holding on for almost 30 minutes. Go on, please. You have been there. You were
No
the first
problem,
caller.
sir.
Go on.
We are under command and control, so it is the ethic that we have grown to learn. Thank you, Mazi. Mazi, I'm going to delve straight into your topic. Mazi, I hope I'm coming out clear. Okay, great. So, Mazi, I'm going to delve straight into your topic, which is religion and government. Now, what is the impact of religion in governance? You know, I was able to dig out something, and from what I got, we have 4 types of people that have this religion and government that is entangled around them. Now, the first people are people who attend churches that teach liberation theology, meaning they have a high belief in the possibility of change and ascribe collective responsibility for problems. What are the people called empowered reformers. These people are highly engaged in politics and social activism, and we look to structural solutions to solve problems. Then we have the number 2, who are people who attend contemporary Pentecostal churches in Africa, meaning they have a high belief in the possibility of change in this world and attribute individual sin as the cause of problems, are known as empowered players of the game. These folks are very engaged but look to individual transformation through leadership, training, trying to convert and influence public officials, and recruiting others to become personally transformed to effect a political change. Now, the third people are people who attend contemporary mainline Protestant and Catholic churches, meaning that they have a low belief in the possibility of change in this world and point to collective responsibility for problems are known as reluctant reformers. People in this group are sometimes engaged in petitioning and protesting and tend to focus on structural change as a solution to governance problems. Now the fourth and last are people in the 20th century, holiness tradition, a precursor to modern Pentecostalism in Africa. They have a low belief in the possibility of change in this world and point to individual responsibility for problems in this world. These are known as reluctant players of the game, people who are really engaged in politics and instead are focused on individual transformation and spiritual growth. These fourth people are the people that we have in Nigeria at the moment, Christians. These are people that all that they are concerned after is heavenly race, mansion, heavenly race, mansion. They are not bothered about what is happening around them. They are not thinking about the future for their children. How will their generation, what are they going to gain from them? All they are just busy about is they want to go to a mansion, they want to go to a road that is paved with gold. Even the European Christians that brought it, they are not even thinking of going to that place. They are building their own heaven on earth right here. So, Mazi, let me quickly also delve into the issue of Zeus. You know, Zeus was and is and still a deity revered in Greece. Our people don't know that the Olympics that is currently being held now is being held in honor of Zeus. They have a mountain in Greece, they call it Mount Olympia. That is, before any Olympic starts, that is where they go to drop their sacrifice, and they take the torch. They light the torch there and take it around all the continents of the world and take it back to that place. What does it mean? It is a sign of conquer by the Western world, because that torch travels to all the continents and it goes back to there. And they hold this Olympic every 4 years. All the athletes are doing are in honor of Zeus, because he is the head of the deities in Europe, in the Western atmosphere. Now, also, Mazi, the age of Aquarius. This age of Aquarius, it is something that our people do not understand yet. The age of Aquarius is the age of knowing, is the age of knowledge, is the age of curiousness, is the age of asking questions, and that is the period that we are in right now. We can see a lot of Africans. We can see a lot of African scholars now, asking questions. The youth of Africans are asking questions. Many are going back to the ways of their fathers. Many have found out that there has never been truth in what the Europeans sold to us through Christianity. Christianity was used to weaken our spiritual energies. The people that weaken the spiritual energy of Africans, they have all the deities underneath their church in the Vatican, where they all sorts all over the world. They took all the deities, they kept them there. They are worshiping them, they are tapping their energies to develop their place. Meanwhile, our people, we say that our ancestors are evil, that they kill twins. Me, I'm a twin. I asked stories about it from my grandparents. Did anything like this occur? They said it never happened. That twins are revered, are feared and respected. It never happened. All they sold to us was lies, that our ancestors did this. What of our ancestors that fought the British for 32 years during the Ekumeku War? How were they able to fight the war? It was Ekwensu that stood behind them. And when the the English conquerors got to know about it. They use the priests, the Catholic priests, the Pentecostal priests, all of them to tell our people that Ekwensu is the Satan they are talking about. That was how our people started to lose that spiritual energy. But right now, we are coming back. We are back. The Ekumeneku warriors are back in us, Mazi. We are back. We are back. We are going to take over what belongs to us. Thank you, Mazi.
There were Mazi. Thank you very much. We must continue. You know, there is something we should understand. When you allow foreigners to write your own story, to write your own history, you know, anything they concoct, you will take it. Are you hearing me? When we allow the foreigners to write our own stories, that's where because they have to justify their colonization. No, our ancestors were evil, so that's why they have to come to stop the evil of our ancestors. And that propaganda stuck till today in our heads. Because they have to justify, why do you leave Europe and come to Africa? No, we want to, these people, you people are savages. Don't you see your ancestors were killers? So we have to come to stop them from killing their fellow people. You know, and it becomes a story. It becomes a story and you digest it. It makes you stupid, foolish. I am telling you. Because we allow foreigners to write our story, to write our own history. Just the same way they describe. If you read the Biafra war of maybe of a British government official, you will blame Biafrans for everything. You will blame. They said you started the war, but is it true? That is lie. Because we researched and we started writing our own story, telling our own story by ourselves, our experiences. But when you allow foreigners, they will come and they will demonize you, do everything to justify the evil they committed. We need to be wise. Caller on signal. Thank you for holding on. Can you hear me? Caller on signal. Welcome to the program.
I can hear you. I can hear you, Jonathan. Can you hear me?
The whole world is hearing you, Mazi. Go on, please.
Okay, thank you, Mazi Jonathan and lovers of freedom. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a prisoner of conscience. Like he promised the zoo, that out of the ashes of the zoo, Biafra will rise. You understand? This is response to your first caller, who is still in lamentation. What we are in is self-determination. Self-determination has never been an easy struggle. That's why it's called self-determination. It's for you to decide what you want. So the Western world don't want you to be free. That's one thing you have to have in mind. But one thing I know is that knowledge makes man unfit to be a slave. And this is why I give kudos to IPOB leadership, most especially those in Radio Biafra, like Mazi Jonathan is speaking to us. These are people we listen to and we are happy and we know that our struggle is with the right people and the right direction and right leadership, Mazi, because what we are facing in our land is decolonization at the moment. Because as about for your women, because the religion you're talking about, man, the religion that is being brought in our land has never been there to do us any good. Like your topic said, religion and government. Religion is supposed to be something that will galvanize people to know that they have a government to hold responsible. But the fashion of religion that is being brought to Africa and Nigeria especially is keeping the people's eye away from the government. Now, giving the job of the government direct to God to do. This is what religion has come to represent in our Africa and in Nigeria. This is why the Reverend Fathers, the Bishop, the Evangelists, they don't ever come on air to tell you the reality that government is who you're supposed to hold responsible. Rather, they tell you to put your hope in God. So, what do you have to do with government when your hope is in God? This is why the politicians, whenever they want to win an election or campaign, they go to church, become pastor. They are the one that do preaching to the congregations. You understand? They will now use the Bible version also to convince you. But once they go to that office, they will begin to steal the money and bank abroad. The reality hitting you will not even allow you to understand that what you're supposed to be fighting is that bad, corrupt politician who have enslaved your land. Rather, they will tell you to look up on God. This is what we are suffering in Africa, nothing more. And this is why this enlightenment is very, very important in our life. You understand? Look at like the topic the other day you treated the topic, the effect of colonization in our land. And I called on that program, I made a point that our brother P2B who went and saw and couldn't speak in the interest of these people is just being a Nigerian, an Igbo Nigerian, because me, as far as Nigeria politics is concerned, Igbo man is always the Mugu. They use us to claim their mess. We don't know how to defend our own interests politically. Look at today, Tinubu has assumed that seat. And he's now moving all the federal parastatal now indirectly to Lagos, to his own region. Understand? So this is the reality facing us, because he must have to defend your head, because Nigeria is a no man's business. Nigeria is for the interest of the West. And today, our leader has come out to preach the reality. Let the people know that this is what is tenable in Nigeria. But Igbo man, has he realized that this thing happening in Nigeria, that they are still the one putting one Nigeria. Even in Super Egos, everywhere, in entertainment, there's one always representing Nigeria, speaking, being proud of Nigeria. But other regions now are doing something to defend or protect their interests. Like I read one article from one of our comrade platform. A Northerner now is telling the reality that he believe in his Fulani people more than Nigeria. This is the reality. There is no Nigeria anywhere. Nigeria is a white man business in Africa, and they have used it to hold Africa down, because Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, is the chain holding Africa down, because all the corrupt politicians, all the evil things happening in Africa is headquartered in Nigeria. This is why somebody who is being recognized internationally as a drug man is given that privilege to be a leader of a country. And today, the reality hitting us is that Nigerians are beginning to accept him, because he knows that Nigeria are more than they are not even up to 15 minutes men. They have forgotten all that happened. They have forgotten everything. So they are beginning to embrace the man. Let's move forward. This is what the religious people are here to for you, because they will give you that false hope. Tinubu will fix Nigeria, because they know that you have no brain. There is nothing real about Nigeria. Nigeria is a fake through door that is given to people. Whenever you take it, begin to poison your mind and your body. You'll be weak mentally, spiritually, and even physically. So this is why we as a Biafran will have to fight. The fight is more of the awakening, because the reason why I say that most of our people who have gone this path in the past failed is because they were unable to pass the message clear to the people. This is why it's like our internal leader Uduku didn't make it to the end. Even Wazirike that came out, these are the reasons why they failed, because you have not informed the people. Our people need mental toughness. We need to awaken our subconsciousness before we go into anything, because if you don't inform our people of what you're doing, tomorrow they will now begin to be the own that will be that problem that will fight you.
Right, Mazi.
This is why this awakening is so important. I'm telling you honestly.
You're right.
Mazi, because
they'll
if
blame
you
you.
don't inform our people of, they'll blame you.
Mazi, not only informing in a way, you just drilling it on their skull every day as we are shouting here. That's it.
Exactly, Mazi. Exactly. You have to be saying it for the thing to sink in our subconsciousness, because I can't imagine that even with these years that our leader has been on air, broadcasting, educating, enlightening our mindset, up to now, people are still thinking that Nigeria can do them any good. But the reality is hitting them. The reality is hitting everybody. So nobody should say that what we are doing is not entering. Our what our leader choose as the method of liberating our people is a very hard task, but at the end of the day, the result is more greater than the struggle. So this can be in our mind to know that what we are fighting is total freedom. Nothing that we cannot discuss, like our leader rightly said. What we are doing here is awakening subconsciousness. And what we are doing is permeating in the mindset of people, and people are taking this message and spreading it everywhere. So it must not be IPOB that will be saying it. You can say it and people will pick it and convert it in their own way and begin to make the message to spread. All we need is our people to know that religion in Africa has come to deprive us from reality, because religion makes us to be like fake people. We no longer believe in the reality of life. We now believe that everything comes from heaven. Without heaven, we can't make it in life. Whereas the earth we are living on, we are not even able to possess our possession. You understand? So individual gain has been what has superseded our collective interest. This is what we have come to represent, to tell people that reality hitting the world today is that you must fight in collective of your interest as a people. Nobody will do it for you but you. And who are the people that will do this? The youth. The young youth are the target, because catch them young, they say. Because the minds of the people is greater than anything. If you're able to capture the mind of the people, you have conquered them and you have visited them forever. So our minds are so precious that good than their minds. See, for whatever thing you can name, our mind needs to be free, so that we realize that in this life we have come to fulfill a purpose. We are human. No human is greater than each other. We all have the same red blood running in our veins. So what you feel a white man can do, a black man can do better. And why has a black man not been able to do some of these things better? Because nobody has ever come to tell him that, guy, the earth is here for you to possess. There is nothing like you looking up anywhere, rather than those things around you are the things you have to work with. On imaginary heaven or whatever is not there. Nobody has gone there to tell you that look at how it look like. So do with what you have and what you can see and understand. This is the message we are passing to the world, and we know that as we are saying it, the world is listening and our people are awakening. Mazi, thank you, and men hugely blessed.
Mazi, thank you very much. There is something Mazi said now. Our people, if you don't drill this thing, this message to them, that is a force it into their skulls. I'm telling you, they will forget. And tomorrow they start blaming you. Look at Mazi Nnamdi, despite his expositions, his awakening messages, everything he has been doing. Immediately he was renditioned. Nah, they started looking for solace in another place. Oh, this is like he will take over IPOB, an outsider. And you say, but which kind of people are these? So, Mazi, you are right. You are right completely. Now we continue. We must continue. Mazi Hugo, can you hear me? I think you'll be the last caller. Mazi Hugo, welcome to the program.
Yes, Mazi, I can hear you loud and clear.
Well, you'll be the last caller. There, we'll go on.
Yeah. Thank you very much, my big brother Mazi Jonathan. I salute you. I appreciate you for the good job they are doing for Biafrans. I say more can guide and protect you and your family. When they will be hard to continue to guide on into the DOS, HODOS, and all the principal officers that is working assiduously, not the gullible ones, to make sure we restore Biafra and go home. When we keep going, when we keep doing what we are doing here, people think some people think like that. I know our people. Just like we always say to them. I remember when Onyendu will come on a broadcast in the evening. Some people will call him Onyendu. I'm in your back. I'm in your front. I'm in your leg. In fact, I declare war day. We are going. Let's march. Let's march. And Onyendu look at them and laugh. Mazi Jonathan, my big brother, what I saw for after the rendition of Onyendu, after the kidnap of Onyendu, I never know that our people were like this. Sometimes when I think about it, hey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu need to come out and see it by himself. Chai. Anyway, Mazi Jonathan, this your brother will calling from the UK, the country that kills 7.2 million of our people, and Gowon is still parading himself, talking rubbish. And in the name of Jesus, I have never even destroyed him all this while. You know, I tell my own the way he is. They have been praying. I know our people have been cursing him since 70s, but he's still dangling around, going around. If that name that they call work instantly, Gowon, we would have been dead by now. But I told our people that only really, these white people, they realize us in a big way. If not the coming of IPOB, by now, if not the coming of Onyendu, imagine Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bury all these things that he have, this brain that he have, all this teaching that he have. In fact, the who he is, and just let me bury it and let me use it to be working in Britain. I know by now, we would have been dust. Just look at what is happening. That could have told you. Sometimes I cry. I ask Chukwuka, Onyega Asopụta Ndị Igbo. I keep saying it all the time. Onyega Asopụta. But we keep going. One thing I have to say the DOS is this. I know my people. The way they have been saying on them to declare less match. They say the same way they are telling to DOS now. Check it, he can't move, he don't talk, he don't do this, he don't do that. But one thing about our people are so gullible. So gullible in a way that I asked Chuko Kabiama, why did you create, how on earth did you create these people? People that cannot reason, that cannot think. Stay in a minute and ask themselves a question. Was Onyendu in police station? The answer is no. Even though in police station, some people cannot even go there. You know that Onyendu is in hands of a country called Zoo. And you know what it is? He is asking for the total freedom of his people. You think it's my, you think it's maybe you know, you know, you think it's what it is. You know, the thought is some of our people thought is exactly what it is. They never knew where they say, do something. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have stayed there for long. This. You don't know that Onyendu, you understand what Onyendu is fighting for. Mazi, it's like you have to teach this someone one particular day, give what our people, because they don't still understand it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been there for 3 years. The DS is doing nothing. Let this moron, this buffoon snatch. Now that's it. High BP. So our people cannot reason. How can they reason? While a Fulani boy will come with a dagger, he will circle the whole village. All of them will run away. But whenever their own little brother took a granite from the shop, how about Yoko? Mazi, I hope I'm coming out clear. So, how about Yoko? When their own brother took a little bit of food to eat, they will never ask, why did you do this? They will never ask. The best thing they will do is to set him ablaze and buy Yoko. But Fulani Janjaweed will come in their community with a cow, with a small penknife. He will attack them. I'm telling you, you see, one thing I can never do in this world is to lie to myself. The worst crime in this planet Earth is to lie to yourself. No. I don't lie to myself. I tell myself the truth. The one I can do, this is what I can do. The one I cannot do, I cannot do it. Not that you cannot do this thing. You poison yourself like you can do it. You cannot do it. As simple as ABCD. Mazi, that brings me to the topic of what I want to say regarding the tape of that Ghana woman you play in this salon platform. You see, that's the main reason why I call to lay my own emphasis about that tape. Very, very important, articulated by that lady. He mentioned something there that if you wrong your brother, instead of you to go to your brother, that you have wronged him, and you begin to go and trying to call another God, which is not exist as far as I'm concerned.
Mazi, let me help you there a bit before you continue. You know, just like what he said, you know, like for example, you give an example of a family, maybe a mother. You see the two sons. One son beats his brother. Instead of the mother to tell the child to apologize to the mother, to the brother, that beating, hitting, you hit him, is painful to him. So imagine it is you, it will be painful. It will take many of us is like that in the family. They told us, do you know that you are doing that thing you do is not good for God? God don't like it. Which means they ignore the feeling of your brother that you have wronged a human being because of the feeling, because of if it is you, you feel the same thing. Apologize to it. They say, no, you wrong God. God will be annoyed with you. So the child will grow up into when he wrong a people, somebody, a human being like him, he will ignore the human being and start praying to God for forgiveness and leaving the person. So it's just an example of the way we are programmed, Mazi. It is terrible, honestly. We
Yes,
are on
it
programming
is.
ourselves. Mazi, go on and please conclude. Go on.
Yes, Mazi, it is. That reminds me the atrocity, because I call it atrocity. If you remember the Catholic Church, when they will ask you that you have sinned, then you have to go to the Reverend Father, kneel down and confess your sin in front of him. Who did you sin against? Maybe you sin against by cursing your sister or your brother, or you fight your brother, or one of those things, or maybe as a young girl, you fornicate or things like that. Then has him an angel, you will go to the Reverend Father and kneel in front of him. Then he will now take your sin. You will confess in front of him, and then he will not take your sin to God. Now, this religion, Mazi have said it. The tape is there. We will never shy away from it. This is the main reason why our people are behaving like cow. That is the main reason. A pastor will tell you that you will receive miracle alert on your phone, and you believe it. Mazi, Ndewo, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Ndewo.
Yeah, Mazi, it's very terrible. The very easy way to deceive our people is completely terrible because of religion. You'll be in a church, they will tell you that you receive miracle money, you will receive miracle alert. You don't ask that pastor, what of, okay, if we can receive miracle alert, Nigeria is owing money. Why not tell the angels that are sending this money to send the money to Nigeria account? You yourself, why do you now tell us to sow seed and do offering? You know, this is what I call logic, as our brother is asking. This is logic. What human brain, what you can think and you rationalize is rational. It's a pity that they also control you by telling you that the carnal things, oh, don't worry, carnal mind cannot understand the things of the spirit. Oh, but if I eat gari, you follow me, eat gari. I am talking on with microphone, you are listening. You will also talk on, use phone, I use phone. If your phone, your battery dies or goes down, you will charge it. Like me, you are not going to charge it spiritually. Ụmụnne m biko, ihe niile o make sense biko. Ihe anyị na-ekwukwe na ka anyị na-atụgharị uche biko. Ihe o make sense. Now when it comes to reasoning, logic, it was him that, oh, I know what I'm supposed not to because I'm not spiritual. I'm not in the spirit. There is a problem somewhere. Honestly speaking, there is a problem. And with a problem somewhere. And that is where we are trying to do what? Touch. To know. To remove all those. That thing that is causing our people to, not to reason. Just like They call themselves lamb or sheep. How can you on this world accept to be sheep? And you are proud of it? There is something wrong. There's something wrong. We are talking of say Fulani. We are eating. Our people are eating cow meat. Maybe they cast spell. Now, what of Oyibo? Do they cast spell on us too? Using their religion? Do they cast spell? They program you to hate your ancestors. Your ancestors that you carry 33% of their DNA. You are your ancestors. Your ancestors is you. When you hear you will be eternal, eternal is your progenitor because you are part of your ancestors. People that have died 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 years ago, you are part of it. That is the eternal progenition, is the eternity that you are talking about. Are you hearing me? But you don't reason. There is something that is terribly wrong in our brain. We need to correct it, honestly. When we should believe any garbage we believe, like children, like babies. We are being told the stories of how bird and the lion fought and the tortoise come to do referee. We thought that it is real. And we grew up to understand that these are just simple folk's tale. But you are still carrying folk's tale in your head. The worst thing they did is to make sure that to program you, for you to live good life, to see good life, you must die. That is because once you are dead, you don't even know that you are dead. You don't know. You don't know more. Forget about any other. You don't know. Because they use the fear factor. Where are you going to spend eternity? Where were you before you come into this world? Okay, when you were a baby, from 0 day old to maybe 2 years, do you know that you were existing? You were eating food though. You were shitting, you were playing, but you yourself didn't perceive and know that you were existing. They use fear factor. Where will you spend eternity? Ask them, where were mine when I never come into this world? Because it was also eternity. Where were mine? Any person that tells you that there is a better place, more better than this world, is a crime against humanity. If you think that you have a better place to go, why are you staying in this world eating gari and akpo and enjoying life with us? Go today. Go. Why not go? People that are telling you all these things, the Jews, they are living the highest enjoyment. They tell you that Jesus will protect you. But they are being protected physically by soldiers and military. Doesn't that make you reason? Beacon. Go on ask some mini soga if I use this olive oil, that no kidnapper will see me. But you are going. You say, Oga, but you are going with the escorts, physical police escorts, going on bulletproof car that saved the Pastor Suleiman. Whereas his follower, eternal sheep that are they slaughtered, it doesn't mean anything to them. After all, sheep slaughter in a slaughterhouse. Go and watch sheep. They will be there waiting, even without being tied. You don't need to tie them because they are eternal, they are lambs. They will be slaughtered one after the other. They will be watching, and others will be coming. That is the way they see you. You see, that the GO is on bulletproof car. Why is he on bulletproof car? He's no more spiritual, is he? Isn't he? He's no more. But he's telling you to believe that sticker that he gave to you is going to save you from a kidnapper, from insecurity. You have problem in the head. I am telling you. You should be bold to ask Oga, but why are you going on police escort? to ward off a physical attack. But you are telling me to ward my own physical attack with your holy water. Which means nothing more. When you until you start asking questions, reasoning. This is called logic. When you reason, you start reasoning, say, nah, all these things, I'm not seeing it too. Why? Eh? Why is it? Now that is when the scales in your eyes will be falling off. You start understanding and saying, oh, nah, this thing is a business enterprise. You know, Europeans brought their religion to us as a business. But it is us that we are going, thinking, carry our heart, put inside, thinking that is reality. You understand? As one of our brothers said. He said he was a Chelsea supporter. Even to the extent he used to pray, even in churches now, they are praying for European leagues, teams. Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester. He was believing that it is all with his whole heart. He can verse and even fight for Chelsea. Until the owner of Chelsea, Abramovich, the Russian distant, they now see they sanction him, telling him to leave Chelsea or sell it. He have to sell it. That time he understood that look. So he am job no do or die. Now he the business can name from there. That is how our people are doing in this religion. They use their hearts, thinking that is the way to see God. Not knowing that the purveyors of this religion is doing it for business, for their political purposes and businesses. Go back to your own. Finish. Oh, that is the only solution. Go back to your own. When this our own. People are saying, no, can you go back? You want us to go back to the bush? No. Oh, it is us that we still go back and refine it. The same way we are trying to restore Biafra. In Biafra, just like Otaranchana. Don't you know that? Biafra is the first country to activate United Nations Charter on self-determination in 1967. Do you know that? Do you know that? But we couldn't get there because of lack of consistency. Now, after 1972, Bangladesh followed the Biafra path and did the same, saying, now, as Biafra have done it, let us do our own. They activated the United Nations Charter, and today they are free. So, that Biafra we left in a rusty place is what we are seeing go back to. That is why some people, our enemies, are saying, no, it's a call for what? Because they want to dictate for us. It is we that we go back to our thing. It doesn't matter how rusty it is, and we do it, refine it. Stop giving excuses. It's saying going back to our roots. Why is it that is it the same way these dubious are doing that we are now going to go back to our? No, you have to be part of it and bring your idea. All of us, we collectively refine it, and now remove the chaff that are using it also to scam. We remove them. Without collectivity, it cannot happen. It is we that is going to build our own thing, do our own thing. That is the thing. If you say because of it, no, let us stay where we are. You continue being slaves. Nothing more. There is no two. Is the rule of this world. You continue suffering as a slave, being dictated for by foreigners, being separated from your brothers, calling your brothers unbelievers because he's not going to your own denomination, and we continue crying and crying and complaining. Oh, there is more than 20 churches in my street, but in my community, but no factory. That is program. Is what the white people, what the Europeans want, so that you be praying, begging for factory, begging for employment in the church, and they will profit and be shipping to you their goods, which they manufactured, which took people to produce, which is paying people. The money you are giving to them, they are using it to employ their citizens. And you are dying to go there. They are putting visa restrictions on us. Don't you see that? Is it not logic? This OG. Logic. You are going to beg God, Baba God, I need employment. No factory. No, that church you are. Imagine you convert it and start building a cooperative. You know, our people don't know what is cooperative. I could remember when my father used to tell me the story about how before the war, how they used to be corporate, build cooperative, use it, do something. Our people don't know cooperative again. When I was a small boy, I see how we in the village, Iwange, we call it Iwange, the same youth, the same people of the same age. We will go to somebody's farm. One of our friends, one of us, we go to their farm one day and cultivate. Only the mother will bring food for us. Maybe 7, 8 of us will do it. Cooperative. We finish that. The following time, we go to another person. The same thing. Now, the following time, we come to my place. Group makes things easier. That is cooperative. Do you know what is cooperative? Can you build a cooperative, a small factory in your community, your villages? Everybody wants his own thing, my own. Now, I know one problem, I want my own. That problem you don't want, there lies the key. That thing you call, I don't want problem. If we're able to engage that problem and solve it, there lies the key to our success. As a people, you understand? Average Igbo man no one problem. He want to do his own thing separate. Nah, that that there lies the key. We must face it and get it right. That is it. This is where I'm going to stop. Biafra remains our religion. Biafra is our ideology. It is who we are. We will never stop in what we are doing. Forget people that are talking, mocking, oh, we are not doing any. Don't worry. One attraction. You know, but we must continue preaching this message. You know, because I remind dog that we want you, so you have to be resilient and consistent. Do not for we will never allow you to forget. Even if you want to forget our message, we remind you, as we used to do. That this is it. Thank you for listening. From me, Mazi Jonathan Chinedu. From here, it is simply good evening.
I didn't know questions were so popular. See, with all due respect to all the religious people, see, religion essentially means belief in something. Whenever somebody says,